Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed, live from Los Angeles. I'm Alex Curry here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Alex. Oh, happy. I like this old first topic, Alex. Ooh, that's a doozy. Right about Alex.
Wait, I don't know who I'm speaking to because we have an identity crisis across the table. I don't know if this is Unc. I don't know if it's Shannon.
This is Shannon.
I don't know. Maybe you're going to be Alex today.
No.
I don't know. Who are you?
How are you, Skip?
Oh, one of those. Now you're being Shannon White guy, right? How are you?
My name, no. Actually, I don't even know why I even dapped you up today after what you put me through the last couple of days.
What did I put you through?
Yeah, but I'm about to get my
ran
revenge.
over you?
Nope.
Yep.
I'm about to get my revenge, though.
Really?
Yeah. Ooh. Alex, how are you today?
I'm doing fabulous.
Thanks for coming in and filling in for Jen. You do a wonderful job.
Oh, warms my heart. Thank you. I saw that. All right, well, guys, it is Veterans Day weekend, and we'll be honoring our servicemen and women throughout the show today. But let's start with Dak Prescott. The 3-5 Cowboys are limping into Sunday's game in Philly, and a lot of eyes are on Dak. He has struggled this season with just 10 touchdown passes, which is 22nd in the league, and his QBR ranks 25th. Dak was Offensive Rookie of the Year in his first season, but last season he threw 13 interceptions, and Dallas missed the playoffs. So, Shannon, I know you wanted this one.
Yep.
How would you evaluate Dak's career so far?
Average.
Average? I thought you said bust.
No, I didn't say, oh my goodness.
Huh?
You want to put him among the pantheons.
I don't want to put
He's
him in
not.
the pantheon.
He's been a very average quarterback since his rookie year.
Really?
And even during his rookie season, I tried to tell you over and over again, I said, Skip, what if this is the best we'll ever see Dak Prescott? Oh, no, he's just going to get better and better. He's going to get better. Everybody tried to tell me, oh, Shannon, don't know what you're talking about, Alex. You know. Maybe, Skip.
Who's everybody?
Everybody.
Like 5 people on Twitter or what? I don't know.
You. I count you as everybody.
Everybody.
You
Okay. I speak for the world.
Yes. Skip, look. Everything went really, really well. To make it better, everything went great for him his rookie year. Offensive line was outstanding. Zeke ran the ball, led the league in rushing, and Dak played phenomenal. What we've seen is that when you remove that hedge, the offensive line doesn't play great. Teams neutralize Zeke. He can't do anything. You know what? I know a guy that had a very similar situation, and everybody said, Russell Wilson. Look at Russell. Had an outstanding defense. Offensive line did well, had Marshawn Lynch running the football. All of a sudden, his offensive line got taken away. The defense started to get old and injuries started to mount. Marshawn Lynch went away. All of a sudden, old dang Russell Wilson moved to the front. And now everybody's like, hey, I would like to have Russ. We haven't seen Dak take that next step, Skip. And
Russ is still playing at a high level, Russell Wilson.
With no Marshawn Lynch, with a beat-up offensive line. The defense. Oh, so
I give you that.
Okay,
I'm
then.
with you. Okay.
Yeah, because you know what I've noticed from you is that last year, no Sean Lee. You know, that was his name? That's his name. No Sean Lee. No Sean Lee.
Clever.
No Zeke Elliott. Offensive line was all this. You constantly made every excuse why Dak wasn't performing. And this is why I say he's average. Since his rookie year, he's 12-12. What's that? That's 500. That's average.
Those are Jason Garrett numbers, right?
Don't do that. Jason Garrett don't play quarterback. Jason Garrett won a playoff game. But leave me alone, Skip. Anyway, he's tied for 16th in passing yards. There's 32 teams. That means he's average. He's 28th in yards per attempt behind Blake Bortles, Mitchell Trubisky. So he's average at best, slightly below average would be okay, and I don't think you get any disagreement from anybody other than Skip Bayless and the Cowboy fans, and therein lies the problem. So Skip, to make a long story short, to put this in a nice little neat ball, because I know you're ready to unleash on Jason Garrett, because you love to blame. He loves to blame. Alex, did you know that about Skip?
Alex, do you realize I haven't spoken yet, and he's already giving my side before I even get to speak?
I put this in he loves blaming everyone else for his quarterback's play, especially for the Cowboys. But Skip, you know this and I know this. Since his rookie year, he's been average. At best, slightly below. And I don't really know.
So you went slightly below.
He's been average at best.
What grade did you give him for last
I
football
gave him an
season?
F.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, is that average?
But hold on, Skip. You said last year. Now we talk about last year, this year.
So you gave him an A for
because this is what can I do like you? Now when he finished like 3rd and 4th in QBR, you praised him. Alex read that he's 22nd in QBR, right, Alex? He's 22nd.
Yep.
He's 22nd in QBR.
He is.
So that means what?
I brought that up like 19 times on the show.
Because what you try to do, you try to drain the toxicity from it. If Skip mentions it, it's his quarterback, it's his team.
Toxicity?
Yeah.
How can you drain toxicity from 22nd?
Because what you try and do is that if you put it out there, it can't be that bad. See, where if I were to do it, because that's my argument.
25th, actually.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, so he even...
I'm draining some more toxicity.
You know what, Alex? So he's worse than I previously thought. I'm glad you brought that up. So now I'm going slightly below average. Forget the average. Slightly below average. That's where he is. And it's up to him. And don't blame Jason Garrett. Don't blame Jerry Jones. Blame the guy.
Blame the guy?
It's the man.
Yeah, the bust.
It's the
Dak
man.
Prescott.
It's the man in the battle.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 4, bust, says Shannon Sharpe. That's the headline. That's your takeaway.
You said he gonna have a bust in Canton. That's what you try to convince people.
Never said that.
Yeah.
I never said that. But as a 4th-round pick, he's been pretty special. That's all I know.
No, but
is it my turn?
Hold on. Why you do that, Skip?
Do what? I haven't even started yet.
I asked you about 3 weeks ago. I said, Skip, if the Cowboys were offered straight up, walk it to him.
Who's walking to him? I don't know.
You know who walking to him, Wentz
our
is.
audience doesn't know. Carson Wentz.
No.
It's his opponent on Sunday night in Philadelphia. Go ahead.
You address him correctly. Carson
Wentz.
Walk it to him.
Carson
Wentz. Because it's like a long handoff.
Carson Wentz, as in W-I-N-C-E. Wentz, when he fumbles again. The guy who leads the NFL in fumbles lost over the last 3 years.
Did you see Dak on Monday night? Looked like he was flinching to me. Fumbled in the pocket, threw a horrible pick.
My turn?
It's your turn.
Thank you. I'll pick up right where you left off because I told you on Tuesday morning, sitting right here in this seat, Dak Prescott made the single worst decision of his entire NFL career on the throw into the end zone, which was season turning. It was obviously game turning. It was stomach turning for me. And again, you could have been up 14-0. You had Tennessee on the ropes coming off a bye, having added Amari Cooper, and you make that decision to throw that interception, and insult upon injury becomes Byard running all the way to the star and celebrating on the Cowboy star. That, I told you, that was the end of my Cowboy season. That was, as we knew and loved the Cowboys, that was the end of them. And then he added insult to injury because with 5:05 left in the third quarter and it's still a 14-all game, Dak Prescott failed to protect the football as he did in Washington, and as he scrambled, he lost the football. And just as he did late in the game in Washington with about 5 minutes left to play, he fumbled in his own end zone and gave Washington the touchdown that made it 20-10. He was also a warrior in the fourth quarter because he threw for 120 yards in the fourth quarter alone and brought them back in position to make a field goal to force overtime in that game. Remember that? And my Cowboys got robbed, of course, by a bogus false start call.
But they wouldn't have needed that.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're right. So these are frighteningly dangerous, wildly inconsistent games to me, and I've told you that about this year. Now, let's go back to the big picture. How do we rank him for his whole career? I'm going to say it again. His rookie season was simply the greatest single rookie season ever played by a rookie quarterback in the history of this league, and you cannot refute that because I'll just do it on QBR. And I loved RG3's rookie season when they caught fire under Mike Shanahan and won the NFC East. The Redskins did. But Dak Prescott's QBR was 10 points higher in 2016 than RG3's was in 2012. So again, I think it's a little better than RG3's, and RG3 was just tremendous. So that brings us to last year, and that brings us to the point that you continue to miss, continue to sweep under your little carpet over there, where you are dead wrong, is how you dismiss Dak Prescott's sophomore year as an F. That's the grade you gave him, as an F. I'm going to remind everybody in our viewing audience and everybody who follows Shannon Sharpe on Twitter that 1 year ago today, as we sat here in these seats 1 year ago, my Cowboys were 5-3. Why were they 5-3 at that point? mostly because Dak Prescott was having another extraordinary year. At that point, he'd thrown 16 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, and his QBR was second in the NFL through 8 games. And in that stretch, he had outplayed Aaron Rodgers. He had outplayed Jared Goff. I can just give you the QBR.
They lost.
Okay, but he did his job. He did what he had to do. The QBR said he played extraordinarily well against Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff and against Alex Smith when Kansas City came in flying high to Jerry World, and the Cowboys beat them convincingly to get to 5-3. So let's not dismiss all that, because he was really good for the first 8 games last year. Okay. Then help me out, Mr. Sharpe.
Yes.
You of revisionist history.
Yes.
Then what happened in game number 9, which would be this coming Sunday, except that game was at Atlanta. Ezekiel Elliott, with that cloud hanging over this team all year, he finally got suspended by the NFL for 6 games. And Sean Lee was lost to injury in that game at Atlanta. And Tyron Smith was lost to injury, the cornerstone left tackle of the Dallas Cowboys. And what happened in that game at Atlanta? Dak Prescott didn't get sacked 4 times or 5. He got sacked 8 times. And I will be the first to admit, he lost a little confidence and he lost a little swagger.
Maybe
he started
Did he start wincing?
Well,
was he gun shy?
When you get sacked 8 times. And all of a sudden, Des Bryant was on his way to leading the league in drops. And you were the first to tell me that he was a shell of himself and a disastrous disadvantage to Dak Prescott. Didn't you say that again and again last year?
I said that, Skip.
Thank you, okay? So the defense from that point forward became utterly a disaster. It was pathetic. It couldn't stop anyone. So Dak is trying to overcome no Sean Lee, no defense, no Des Bryant, no left tackle. It was just disastrous for the quarterback, and he got sucked down the hole with everybody else. So then we get to this year. And again, wildly inconsistent, dangerously so. It's alarming for me how inconsistent Dak has been this year. But he also had a 95 QBR against Jacksonville, and they won 40-7. And that's pretty good, because Jacksonville came in that day the #1 defense in pro football, and you were shocked by the outcome of that game.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes.
And Dak did throw a late clutch pass to Ezekiel Elliott to beat Detroit at home. And you can say, oh, no big deal. But, boy, it was a clutch throw. It was a big-time throw, right? So is that a bust throw? I don't know. And what have we seen this year? You are the first to tell me, the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, that until they got Amari Cooper, they had no receiver who could separate. They had no tight end in the wake of Jason Witten, right?
Right.
They had Jeff Swaim, who's actually a pretty good blocker, and now he's gone for the season. So they don't even have that. Meanwhile, Scott Linehan has become a disaster at play caller, and I'm done with him. I'd like to see him exit stage left.
Man, stop trying to fire everybody.
I would love to have seen Jason Garrett fired before this season started. I think you would agree with that.
No.
Coach Clapp, he's 8-8.
I like Jason. He's always been great to me.
He's always been great to me, too, except when he coaches football.
Man, what's wrong with you, Skip, this morning?
How about Jerry Jones? You got little to no respect, but Jerry Jones, all he does is
I have the
he pulls the strings on his puppet.
No.
Garrett, am I right?
No. I'm not going to let you do that.
Look what Dak Prescott's up against.
No.
You agree with all these points I just made.
I'm not going to let you say I don't have any respect for Jerry Jones, because I have the utmost respect.
Off the field.
I just think he meddles and doesn't embolden his coaches to do what he hired them to do.
Okay. So Ezekiel Elliott, who I thought was going to have a record-breaking year this year, I'll be the first to tell you, I thought he would be able to play his way into shape after he played exactly 0 snaps in the preseason. It looks like he's playing his way out of shape, maybe because they can't open any holes for him, but he just doesn't look sleek and fit as he did when he came back from Cabo after his 6-game suspension last year. Does he look right to you? Doesn't look right to me. Does he? Yeah, he looks good because he's going nowhere fast, and you love that. So the onus continues to build on the quarterback. He's got the weight of all of these issues on top of him.
If he's that guy, Skip, he's about to get $28 to $30 million. If he's that guy, he's got to deliver you.
So he led the NFL in QBR as a rookie until the very last game when at Philly, after they had clinched, he had a 45 QBR and scaled 0 to 100, and that dropped him to 3rd. And then last year, he plummeted all the way down the stretch to 4th in the NFL in QBR. That's when he finished. 3rd and 4th. Is that pretty good? That's pretty good.
You asked me yesterday. You said that was history. What does that have to do with this year? So where is he at now in QBR?
Okay, all right, but you say he's at average career so far.
Yes.
So let's look at what he's done against Aaron Rodgers. He's the greatest thrower of the football in the history of the NFL, right? Aaron Rodgers. So against Aaron Rodgers, think about this. My guy, Dak Prescott, has 9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions against Aaron.
Yes.
And Aaron has 6 touchdowns to 2 interceptions against Dak and the Cowboys.
Correct.
9 to 3. 6 to 2. Well, it sounds like my guy's been a little better against Aaron Rodgers. And if you just do the average QBRs, Dak has been an 80 average QBR in 3 games against Green Bay, and Aaron's been a 62 QBR. So Dak has outplayed him overall, but he's just had an average career. So I don't.
Okay, well, I understand that QBR and passer rating and all that. Can you give me the win-losses against Aaron Rodgers?
Well, it's 2-1 Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but did Dak not outplay him in the losses?
We don't
yes,
do that.
He did.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Interesting.
Why are you doing that now? Now, all of a sudden, if the team loses, but the player I like outplays him, that's okay.
All I ever hear about Aaron Rodgers, who is currently 3-4-1 as starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, is if he had Bill Belichick, if he had a real defense, well, I can say the same thing about Dak. He got
the best defense. He got the second best defense in football, statistically.
Until Monday night, and that was horrendously bad.
Even after
Marcus Mariota went, 11 of 14 on 3rd down against that defense? That's great.
If your guys
like that?
If your guys who you said he is, shouldn't he have done something similar? I want to refute a few of your points. You said the interception that he threw to Amari Cooper when he was double covered, you said that was season turning. First of all, it wasn't. The Cowboys weren't going anywhere anyhow. Point number 1. Point number 2, I got this right now. If I'm reminding everyone about last year, you talk about that QBR. Can you tell the people at home what happened with the Cowboys? Were they playing at any point in time in the playoffs, once the playoffs rolled around? So they missed the playoffs. I thought we judged.
But you always tell me they go as Zeke goes, and he was gone for 6 crucial games when they fell apart.
Well, now you're empowering me because I've been trying to tell you Zeke is the answer.
Then you can't hold it against Dak that they didn't make the playoffs. They did go 9-7 and missed the playoffs by 1 game.
Well, you can't say he's that guy if he doesn't take them to the playoffs because this was his opportunity. And I told you, I said, you know what? Dak Prescott will get an opportunity to make Shannon Sharpe out the biggest liar on television. He'll get a chance to shut me up, Alex, because with no Zeke, the ball is in his hands. He will get to control how far the Cowboys go. Skip, how'd that work out? You see what I'm saying, Skip? I've been trying to tell you this. Another thing, I got residential. Now you keep talking about the defense was terrible last year. Ooh, Alex, they had no Sean Lee, a defense.
Last 8 games, go look at it. Go look at the scores. Go look at the opponent's score.
What about right now? How good is this defense right now?
I just told you it allowed Marcus Mariota to go 11 for 14 on 3rd down.
So
11 for 14?
1 game.
A guy who looks like a wide receiver trying to throw football?
1 game. So you see what you do, Skip? You take 1 game.
It was the game. It was the turning point game of the year.
I love how you did that. See, because when you highlighted what Dak has done this year, you talked about 1 game, Jacksonville. You talk about the Cowboys, and when they lost, you talk about 1 game. You talk about Marcus Mariota. I'm trying to talk, there are more than 1 game. There's 7 other games. There's 6 other games. Let's talk about those. Can you tell the people at home what Dak has done in those games? The 10 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
Which games? Last year?
This year? I don't care nothing about last year.
I
told me don't do history.
I told you what happened. He had a 95 QBR against Jacksonville, and he beat Detroit with the late, great pass to Zeke.
What was his QBR against Tennessee?
Awful. Every other team. He's 25th in the league. I already told you. I'm underlining it.
I don't want
in
you to
neon, in metallic blue, the Cowboys quarterback. He's 25th in QBR. He's been wildly erratic. I told you. He's been alarmingly erratic. You got it. Okay, so let's change the subject.
I wasn't finished.
I thought, because every point you made was so lame, I
lost
okay, interest.
Can I make one more lame point?
Yeah.
Can you tell the people at home what was his QBR against Washington?
Washington, he was, I don't know, was 30-something? 4th quarter, he threw for 120 yards, and he gutted it out.
You know what?
Was he not making plays in the 4th quarter? Woo!
He threw for 2. Think about it.
As Jerry said after that game, I can win a lot of games with a quarterback who plays like that.
Alex, let this sink in. He threw for 120 yards in the 4th quarter. He had 241 total for the entire game. So going into the so you mean to
wait? Did he have Amari Cooper for that game? No, he did not. He had Cole Beasley. Really? That's it? Beasley is your primary target? Really? You're going to hold all that against him?
If you don't mind me asking,
interesting.
Skip, why do you make concessions for Dak that you make
I'm not
for
making
no other
any.
quarterback?
Okay? Let's make concessions for Carson Wentz. They're playing on Sunday night, and you say Carson Wentz is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, you did. In fact, you've already inducted him. Did you give his induction speech? I think you did.
Skip, the man is the third year. He's in his third year of his career.
So if I take their QBRs all the way through their 2.5 years, and I know he missed the end of last year, but I'm not counting that. So all the games they played so far, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott. Dak's QBR is 66 overall. So we're looking at his career, ranking his career. He's 66. Carson Wentz is 64, which is still very good, but it's not better than Dak's. And by the way, speaking of those crucial fumbles, Carson Wentz, in his time in the NFL, is tied for the most fumbles in the whole league. That's not very good. That's alarming, right, in and of itself. Wouldn't you agree?
It is, Skip, but here's the thing. When it's all said and done, nobody's going to remember QBR. They're going to remember who won more, who lost more. And looking at the path they're both on, I feel very comfortable in saying that walk it to them will win this battle. Now, at some point in time, it's not going to be Jerry's fault. They're going to probably have a new coach in the very near future. It's not going to be Jason Garrett.
Play caller.
And they're going to be Scott Linehan. But you know what? You'll find someone else to blame it on because it's hard for you to fathom because you've already hitched your wagon to him. So this star has to stay up in the sky. It can't fall.
It's been in the sky. It's hanging higher in the sky than Carson Wentz's star.
Must be cloudy.
Really?
Because they ain't been out in a while. You seen that star? I ain't seen it in a while, Alex.
So Dak's rookie year, he had 3 of the top 12 performances by quarterback. And Carson's best was 125th, but he had a bad rookie year. But then his second year, last year,
who led in QBR last year?
Okay. Well, again, if you do 600 or more plays because Carson couldn't
so
finish the year.
So now we're doing 600 plays.
Well, I mean, people who actually played all the games.
Dak didn't play all the games.
Dak was actually second last year in QBR.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not. Dak was fourth.
If you do 600 or more plays.
Because, if you do 600 or more, Alex, you see what he did?
That eliminates Carson
Alex, you see what he did? See, if you play 600 or more, you eliminate walking to him.
I'm sorry he got hurt, but he got hurt. We couldn't see him finish down the stretch.
But you bring
How many games were left? Some of the Rams game, and then 3 more games?
He threw 4 touchdowns. He threw the last touchdown on a torn ACL and the LCL.
Well,
but okay, Skip, I'm going to give you all of that. Let's just talk. But he won the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He did that.
So as a sophomore, Dak Prescott had 2 of the top 10 quarterback performances last year. That's the year you gave him an F for.
What'd he get him? Because that was the time to rise and shine. That was his opportunity to show you, say, Shannon Sharpe, you're a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. But guess what happens, Skip Bayless? Shannon Sharpe does know what he's talking about. And I forecasted this. Sure did.
You forecasted so much that you're down 13 cases of Diet Mountain Dew to me. That's how much.
Well,
you're an oracle. You're a savant.
Yes. Okay, well, let me get 2 of them back this week. I got the Eagles.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
I got the Eagles.
Yeah. How many will you give me? Like 30?
I'll give you what your quarterback that finished 3rd and 4th in QBR, whatever he gets, that's what I give you.
They got no chance.
Skip.
They're dead in the water. I told you it was the turning point moment of the season, and the man responsible for the error was Dak Prescott. I give you that.
Back-to-back games, crucial errors, back-to-back games.
I just said that. I opened my... when it was my turn to speak, those are the first 2 things I said.
You tried to drain me. He tried to take my toxicity.
No, I'm trying to be objective.
It's must-win.
You tried to see what he tried to do. He tried to get anti-venom because you know I'm coming.
Alex, this is not a must-win. This is a can't-win.
A can't-win.
Yes, it's a can't-win.
All right.
Last Monday night was a must-win.
10 deadliest. You tried to drain me of my toxicity. I'm a common brown in Australia. Or maybe I'm a Taipan.
Maybe you are.
Well, we're switching gears.
I'm just
Are the Steelers looking like a Super Bowl contender? We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Hey guys, Jenny Taft here, and before the show moves along, I wanted to talk to you about ZipRecruiter. There are job sites that send you tons of the wrong resumes to sort through. That's not smart. But you know what is smart? Going to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed to hire the right person. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful matching technology scans thousands of resumes, identifies people with the right skills, education, and experience for your job, and actively invites them to apply. So you get qualified candidates fast. That's why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. This rating comes from hiring sites on Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. And right now, Undisputed listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. That's ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. One more time, ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Now, back to the show.
No mercy.
Now, the Steelers and Panthers were both rolling coming into last night's game, but Pittsburgh took it to another level last night. Big Ben threw 5 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers, and he had just 3 incompletions during the game. The Steelers' defense was all over Cam Newton with a pick-6 in the first quarter and 5 sacks. The Steelers have now won 5 straight and are looking up at the Chiefs, Patriots, and Chargers in the AFC. Now take a listen to Big Ben after the game.
It's a good feeling to play a good football team. I mean, we know they're a really good football team, and they came out and drove down the field and scored, and we're like, all right, we're going to, this is what we expected. We got to put up a lot of points, and, we did that. And the defense, they were playing like their hair was on fire, and so it was a lot of fun for all parties involved.
All right, Shannon, how much of a shot do you give Pittsburgh to win the AFC?
They're playing really well right now, Skip. But by any metrics, any analytics, the best they are is the 3rd best team in the AFC. I don't believe, because I've seen Kansas City come to their building and stomp them out. Now, we have yet to see them beat the Patriots in any locale. Now, even if I say they're the 3rd best, now I'm disparaging the Chargers, who's been equally as hot as the Pittsburgh Steelers. So by any stretch, at best I can put them as at 3rd. They might be 4th behind LA Chargers. But what we're seeing is not new. Last year in the middle of the season, Skip, they won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
I don't even need my notes. I'm so good with this thing right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You got them just memorized.
The end of 2016,
Yep.
they won 7 in a row. Can you tell the people at home how they ended, Alex? I don't want you to ask Alex. Disappointment. They lost. So all this means nothing to me. Now, they're going to get an opportunity to prove whether or not they're better than the Patriots. They play them in December. As I mentioned, Kansas City has already come to their building, put Payton on them. So we'll see. I don't worry about their offense. Their offense is as talented and explosive as any offense in all of football. Big Ben is going to the Hall of Fame. 3 500-yard passing games in his career. No other quarterback has more than 1. 4 perfect passer rating games. No other quarterback can even come close to that. AB, he's 1st to 2nd best receiver in all of football. Juju Smith-Schuster is as good a number 2 receiver as you'll find in all of football.
Yep.
They got tight ends, McDonald and Jesse James. James Conner is better than they thought. If anybody told you they thought James Conner would have done this, they'd have taken him in the 1st round. They didn't. Okay? But he's been unbelievable. There's a good chance Le'Veon's going to come back. If and when he does come back, how much he plays, it's going to come down to the defense. I know they were flying around last night. I mean, T.J. Watt, Bud Dupree. Oh, man. Ironheads, rest his soul, his son. Haywood was getting after them to it. They did an unbelievable job, Skip. That don't mean anything. What you going to do with them old Patriots? What you going to do with them bad boys from New England, from Foxborough?
That bad quarterback.
Well, hold on. It's not your turn. I didn't ask you to respond. It's like a rhetorical. That don't mean you respond. But anyway, I do not believe, as we currently sit here and discuss this topic, they're better than Kansas City. I do not believe that they're better than New England. And if you really force me, my Super Bowl pick, the Chargers, is equal to. Equal to. So at best case scenario, they can hope to be 3rd. But if you really force me to, I would say probably right now, Skip, they're the 4th best team in the AFC.
You did pretty well without your notes, but I think you need your notes. So I'm going to give it. Because you're going to need your notes for our next discussion.
So really?
Yep. But I'm going to give you this one. And I'm giving you this one because yesterday at the end of the show, you did pick Pittsburgh to win this game. I gave Carolina a shot because I thought they were rolling just as hot as Pittsburgh was. And that was an utter avalanche. After guess who scored the first touchdown? Carolina went right down the score, and it was 7-0, thanks to little Christian McCaffrey, right? He played really well. He's your man.
Yeah.
He played with his father.
Yes.
You watched him grow up.
I did.
And he's grown all the way up,
yes,
right?
All the way.
He's becoming an NFL man. I am with you in general about the Pittsburgh Steelers because I thought back to last year. I remember on a Thursday night, they beat the Titans 40-17 because every once in a while, it will just be a tour de force of Pittsburgh firepower, aerial circus. Because when Ben is on, is there anybody who can get hotter than he can? I know Patrick Mahomes has shown us things we haven't seen before, but over time, when Ben gets hot, nobody can get hotter. With those weapons?
3 500 passing yard games. No other quarterback has more than one.
Oh, wow.
He has 3 of those.
And I remember last year they went to the Texans and won 34-6 on a Monday night. And yet they came into this game 9th in the NFL in points scored. Okay, so what? After what you saw last night, could that be the 9th best offense? No. Every once in a while, it's by far the first best offense, but it can be wildly inconsistent because that team at its core has been a troubled football team. Again, James Conner had an okay game. They didn't really need James Conner last night, but he did go into concussion protocol. So how's Le'Veon going to play out? How is that going to impact the psyche of this football team starting, we assume, next Tuesday? Is he coming? Is he not? I don't know what's going to happen.
When he does, how much does he play? Because he ain't coming to sit on no bench.
And how will the locker room accept him after he's been thrown under 18 buses and backed over 24 times by the offensive line?
And guess what? He knows every one of those bus drivers.
He does. He knows all the bus drivers. So what happened this year on opening day at Cleveland? Ben threw 3 interceptions and lost 2 fumbles, and they had 6 turnovers, and they should have lost to the Cleveland Browns, right?
Yes.
And that was to Tyrod. That wasn't Baker Mayfield. That's Tyrod Taylor and a missed field goal at the end. You know the rest of the story. So back to what you said. 1 year ago on December, this year the game's going to be played on December 16th, but last year on December 17th, it was, as usual, it seems like they schedule this every year, like this is just what happens in the NFL. New England has to go play at Pittsburgh. And in that game, it came down to the last play of the game, and it was 3rd and goal, and there was dissension over the call. That was Todd Haley as the play caller for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And remember, Ben kind of threw him under the bus after the game because he's saying, they're yelling in my ear to spike it.
Yes.
And so what did Ben do on that play? If we could see it, he fake spiked it, and then he tried to jam it into Eli Rodgers? Why Eli Rodgers? I don't even know what he's doing with Eli Rodgers. And remember Eric Rowe, who became the quote-unquote hero of the Patriots Super Bowl, right? When he took over the job for Malcolm Butler.
Correct.
But he got a hand on the football and tipped it up. And Deron Harmon intercepted it, and that was the game.
Ball game.
And a couple plays earlier, Jesse James, I thought he scored with the ball. You didn't think he scored with the ball, but it turned on those 2 plays, right? And once again, we both sat back after the game and said, they just can't beat New England. It's a psychological hurdle they just cannot get over. So do you think they can get over it this year? Or does this look like the team that could beat them? More weapons?
Skip, again, they have weapons on offense. When they went to New England, it was their defense. The game was, 36-17, but it really wasn't that close because they got a touchdown with like a couple of minutes to go.
Well,
so the game really wasn't that close. They lost last year in the divisional, 45-42.
45-42?
So offensively, that's not
that.
So we're going to find out. They're doing all this.
So Ben threw last year against Saxonville, he throws for 469, 5 touchdowns with 1 interception, and they lose 45-42. And I still don't know how it was. Jacksonville rushed for 164. I don't know how they did it. Blake Bortles threw for 214. But it was 45-42. Well, that's the Steelers. Like there's something sort of rotten to the core where they don't have like a toughness, some sort of winning mentality that can get them through the toughest games.
And every quarterback that they could possibly face, the gauntlet, you take Phillip Rivers, you're taking Blake Bortles. You taking Tom Brady, you're taking Blake Bortles. You taking Patrick Mahomes, or you're taking Blake Bortles. That's what you're up against. Every one of these offensive got firepower to go hang 40+ on your defense. So what happened in the Pittsburgh game, that 1 turnover was the difference in the ball game. One team turned it over, the other team didn't. So this is what you're up against. You turn the ball over probably against one of these teams. You're probably going to lose the game.
So can they rush the passer the way they did last night? Because that was hellacious pass rush.
Man,
they were all over Cam.
I thought Cam's offensive line were fans. They bought a ticket to watch the game because they weren't doing their job, Skip. That's ridiculous.
I'd never seen anything like that. And Cam hung in for a while, but then he made a horrendous decision.
Yeah, he got to get off that back foot. Again, because what happens if you throw off your back foot, the ball's going to sail. Because he had Greg Olsen.
He had him. And it looked like a tight end screen sort of setup. Yeah.
He had Greg Olsen, but he throws off his back foot and the ball sails. And that's what you're going to get. If they rush the passer like that, they're going to have an opportunity, Skip. But I think that's more of an anomaly than something that we're going to see on a normal occurrence. But we'll find out. That's the thing that's what I love about pro sports, is that you get to prove it. You get to update your resume. So what you did in 2016, what you did in 2017 is unimportant. Only thing that matters is 2018. So we'll see. We'll see just how real the Steelers are.
I'm still not buying. I'm not completely buying in. I'm with you.
Can I lease?
You could lease a little bit.
Oh, I put it on layaway. Grimmer coming.
Yeah.
I ain't got the money right now to actually buy it.
You fence straddle more than I do. You're like, well, maybe.
I put it on layaway. I might go back and get it. I might not.
Okay. So you got the Steelers on layaway?
Yeah, I got them on layaway.
Really?
So
how much did you put down? Like $5?
$15.
$15.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
$15 was a lot of money back in the day. You put it on layaway.
You know what it was?
Yeah.
Yep.
Put that thing on series of robot.
Yep.
No mercy.
Well, next up, the Patriots had a big win against the Packers Sunday night. In the fourth quarter, Tom Brady connected with Josh Gordon for a 55-yard touchdown that sealed the win. Now, during the play, Julian Edelman nearly jumped in the way of the Gordon catch. Bill Belichick was mic'd up during the game and asked Brady who the actual target was on the play. Take a listen.
Who are you throwing that to?
That was a Josh.
All right. Great job. Yeah, great job. Great job, Flo. Tell you what, holding them to 17, it's hard.
Skip, what did this tell you?
What? That hurt. That hurt you, Skip Bayless. That hurt you.
What? Okay. I have covered this league much longer than Shannon Sharpe played in this league. I go back to the 70s covering the Los Angeles Rams in their first incarnation in Los Angeles, right near here. In all my years, I have never seen anything like that, because that is why Tom Brady said last offseason to Jim Gray in an interview nearby here in Santa Monica that they conducted, when Jim Gray asked him, do you feel appreciated by your organization? He said, I plead the fifth. So let's put this in perspective. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever, had just thrown the touchdown pass that broke the game open against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. 55 yards to Josh Gordon. Patriots 31-17. And as the greatest quarterback ever, the reigning MVP, trotted to the sidelines and passed his head coach. His head coach did not congratulate him. He didn't first say, I don't know, good job, as most coaches would say to the greatest quarterback ever. No, he turned to Tom Brady and said, who were you throwing that to? Interesting. So if Bill Belichick wanted to actually ask that question the next day at the film session, or maybe in the locker room after the game, somewhere you could sidle over to Tom and say, hey, just for the record, who were you throwing that to? Because you asked the question. Because everybody did, because Edelman jumped for the football, okay?
I knew who he was throwing to. So did Coach Belichick.
He was throwing it to Josh Gordon.
Okay. No. Okay. Josh caught it.
Okay. So, do you now have you changed your stance?
No.
You think he was aiming at Julian Edelman?
Yes, I do. Just like Coach Belichick.
You didn't say that on Monday.
I did.
You did not.
Yes, I did. I said he overshot him. I said
did not. You didn't say that on Monday.
Really?
We have more revisionist history going on the show.
Skip, I said he was.
You agreed with me. No, he was throwing it to Josh Gordon, because clearly he was throwing it to Josh Gordon. He hit him right in the hand.
That's not why. If he was throwing to Josh Gordon, why would Coach Belichick even ask him that?
Hey, have you ever seen Tom Brady airmail a receiver by 10 yards?
All I'm saying is, Skip Bayless.
Do you think Julian Edelman had any prayer of even getting fingertips on that pass?
So
no.
If you don't mind me asking, so why don't, when they throwing the ball to the right side, why don't the receiver jump on the left? Because the ball's not coming to them.
Okay.
Because he thought the ball was coming to him.
Now you've changed your tune, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So let's put this back in perspective. So in the heat of battle, in the euphoric moment of this game, the head coach is asking a negative and skeptical question of the greatest quarterback ever. And to Brady's credit, he pauses and kind of leans in and says, that was to Josh. And then he continues on to the bench. But I guarantee you, Tom Brady, who's a pretty shrewd operator, he sat down on the bench and he thought, I just did that, and I got that response from my head coach?
He did it on accident.
Huh?
He did it on accident.
He did it on accident? Listen, this is why this is such a troubled relationship, because remember this, Bill Belichick knew full well he was mic'd for this whole entire game. So he knows he's on all the time. And he knows, because you don't want to talk about the shrewdest operator ever. You want to go back to Spygate, if you will. This guy, he's got some scoundrel in him. So they are still vying for credit because Bill Belichick knew full well if he asked that question at that moment that it would disqualify the throw of the game by Tom Brady, right? Because to you, that disqualifies. That says that
I said it.
Okay.
Julian Edelman had to throw the game, but that's neither here nor there. We're not discussing that throw.
Okay. So, and then we saw this also at the very end of the game. This is later, obviously. But as the final gun goes off, Bill Belichick turns to his coordinator and he's congratulating him. And he says something to the effect of, man, holding them to 17, that's hard. He is congratulating himself because we don't know who Brian Flores is, the new defensive coordinator. We just know that Bill Belichick coordinates the defense.
Right.
So he's effectively congratulating himself while he's mic'd up to say, hey, world, I just held Aaron Rodgers to 17, so I deserve the most credit for what happened tonight, not my quarterback, because he wasn't even throwing to Josh Gordon on the key touchdown pass of the game.
And you did hear Coach Belichick walk up to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers said, you're great. He said, nah, you're the great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
what else is he going to say to him?
Oh, but
he's mic'd up.
Hold on. That's not
what's he going to say? No, you're the seventh best.
No,
right,
Skip.
That's what he's going to say.
Hold on, Skip. Hold on.
Please.
That's not what you said.
Stop.
When he said Aaron Rodgers was lobbing balls. That's not what you said the other day. So he spoke truthfully then. Now he's lying. You see what he did, Alex?
Got caught up in the heat of the moment.
Oh, but he didn't get caught up in the heat of the moment when old Tom Brady walked by. Well, you throw it at the Josh.
You like that?
I love it because I told you that's what it was. And Healy got it. Healy.
Oh, please.
I told you, Skip Bayless. I told you who he was going to. Oh, I love it. Because you know what, Alex, all my life, everybody said, that Shannon Sharpe, boy, he talk a lot. Even my grandma said, that boy run his mouth all the time.
You're reading Twitter too much.
No. But you know what they did? You know what you don't hear, Alex? They say Shannon Sharpe talks a lot. But no one ever says, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Oh, some people.
They don't say that. Okay. They don't say that. Because if you didn't know better, you would swear I played this game. You would have swore I played it. And I played it, Skip Bayless, and I told you. There's no way.
Okay. Let's say this just hypothetically. Okay. Let's say he was aiming at Edelman, okay? Do you ask that question as he trots off the field? This is the greatest quarterback ever and the reigning MVP. You want the head coach to ask him that question in congratulations? Let me ask you who you were throwing to.
For me,
because
I want to be right? Yeah, I want to ask him because I need to know. Everybody needs to know that Tom Brady is human. And it's happened, Skip. It's happened.
Well, Belichick wants to know everybody to know that he's subhuman.
But sometimes, Skip, quarterbacks is throwing the ball. We've seen it now. Where a guy is throwing the ball and somebody reaches out and catch it, and there's a guy right behind him, and we think he wasn't even kind of like last year, Alabama. He wasn't throwing that ball to that Judy, and Judy slid and caught the ball. That's all, Skip. It happened. Tom Brady is human. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
He hit him right in the hands. You couldn't have walked it to him and placed it any better.
If you don't mind me asking, Julian Edelman's jumps. Then he turns around and he looks. Then he throws his hands up. Why would he jump?
Julian Edelman thought he was the hot receiver on the play.
My point. My point exactly.
So he thinks the ball's coming to me, He's anticipating it's going to come to him. And at the last second, what did we hear from D'Angelo Hall? It's the play that beats that defense every time.
Yes.
You throw it in the hole, right?
Yes.
You throw it because the safety, Tramon Williams, cannot get there in time. And if you get it there hard enough and fast enough, it's going to be a big play. If he misses, and he completely swung and missed.
Because to be 100% honest, Josh should hug the rail because the cover 2 safety is coming to take that throw away. So if we want to be 100% honest, Alex, Josh shouldn't be where he is. He should be wider.
Well, he's only been there for what?
I'm
5
just
games?
trying to tell you what. I'm just telling you how to run it. Because I was the hot receiver. I played the slot, and I'm normally the hot guy. What that means is that I would break my 2 guys come. I would break my route off. John would pop up and hit me. That's all I'm saying, Skip, baby.
That's what Julian thought. That's why he leaped. He thought the ball was supposed to come to him. Tom said, no. I got that one open.
That's all.
It's just, I told you, it's just like the route tree on the Minnesota Miracle thrown. Remember this? And what happened? Who was the deepest receiver?
Yeah.
It was Diggs.
Yeah.
Right? And Marcus Williams swung and missed.
Yeah.
It's the same play on the other side of the field.
I ain't got no problem with that. That's all I'm saying. And Coach Belichick don't have a Skip. We ain't got no problem with no touchdown. We got a touchdown out of it. All that. You throwing that ball? Who you throwing that ball to?
Just out of bounds.
Yeah, no. Why? Hold on. Why can't anybody?
The league has never seen anything like this relationship. This troubled relationship.
Trouble. It's not trouble.
It's why he said, "I plead the fifth." Do you get enough credit? Do they show the Jim Gray asked, do they show the appropriate gratitude to you? I plead the fifth, said Tom Brady.
Let me ask you a question. On the 1st and the 15th, when he goes check that account, is something in there special for him? Okay,
Special?
they appreciate it.
No, it's not special because he takes a hometown discount to play for the Patriots.
Hold on.
That's not special.
Hold on, Skip Bayless. You don't get to take a discount and then complain about the discount you gave the team. If you took it,
I'm not complaining. You just brought it up. You said it's something special.
Yeah,
it's really not.
It is.
It's not special.
It is special.
It's by quarterback pay. It's below average.
Who asked him to do that?
He's doing it so they can win.
Okay, then, so stop complaining about it. But Coach Belichick was right. Coach Belichick verified and validated me as being right. And I always love that. I love validation.
Yeah.
Don't we all like validation?
Do you like him saying that to his quarterback? Seriously, in the big picture, vacuum, in a vacuum.
Got no problem.
Should the head coach say that? Yeah, you got a big problem with it. I'm sorry, you just thank you.
He knows what
Case
he's
closed.
doing. Do you think maybe he's giving him that competitive edge
Yeah.
that he wants? He's just kind of pushing the buttons?
How can you push that button?
Easy. He did it.
Whatever it
That's what
takes.
Tom, he came up, you see Tom, he was standing up, he like 6'4". He was standing up all nice and
He had to
tall.
lean down
And
a
then,
little.
and then Coach Belichick say, well, you throwing that ball to... His tail went between his legs, he shrunk down. Yes, sir.
His
Yeah, he did. You know it's
Lord
Skip,
have
man.
mercy.
Yeah, he did. He got all shrunk. He had his chest puffed out. Yeah, I just got me a touchdown. Well, you throwing that ball to Josh? Josh.
He knows what he's doing. Maybe he needed it.
Yeah, that's what Coach Belichick. We ain't gonna let you get no
We'll
big
never
head.
know.
You know what?
We'll never know.
Tom Brady is going to carry Bill Belichick to yet another championship this year.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Yep, it
no,
is.
you gonna put some do on that?
I already did. I picked him. I'm
Oh,
there.
we got do. We got do. We already got do on that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm only 13 cases up, so
Well,
That's a lot.
and you'll stay 13 cases up if you don't give me any bets.
I picked carefully.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is on pace to break a record this year, but it might not be a good one. We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Let's move on to Aaron Rodgers. He has 15 touchdown passes this season and only one interception, but Pro Football Focus found that Rodgers has thrown the ball away 39 times already this season, which not only leads the league, but it's on pace to smash the record. They say Rodgers has been more willing to get rid of the ball this season, and his knee injury could be the factor. So, Skip,
Could be.
what does this tell you?
By the way, Shannon Sharpe, let's put this in perspective. He's on pace to shatter Phillip Rivers' record of 46 throwaways in a season, which was in 2016. He's on pace for 78. And for perspective, Ben Roethlisberger, who we just saw last night, of course, has thrown the ball away 75 times in the last 7 seasons. He just doesn't throw the ball away very often. That's an average of 11 a season. And Aaron's on pace to have more this year, 78, than Ben's had over the last 7 seasons.
That might be why Ben talks about retiring after every season, because he's so beat up and injured, holding on to the ball, but okay.
So, finally, Mr. Sharpe, this exposes your man Aaron Rodgers and his fraudulent touchdown to interception stats, because here we are. Aha, this is a big reason the Green Bay Packers are only 3-4-1. And this is a big reason that since Aaron Rodgers' lone Super Bowl long ago, 9 years ago, that he's 5-6 in the postseason. I've always told you, Aaron Rodgers is the NFL's LeBron James. LeBron is a stat patter. Aaron is a stat protector. Because, yes, I always hear from across the table, 15 touchdowns to 1 interception, right? Interesting. I wonder how many times Aaron Rodgers has decided he's not going to try that throw, even though that throw could result in a big crucial gain for his football team. How many times he said, I'm not going to try that 50-50 throw because that could result in an interception on my record, and I don't want interceptions on my record, so I'm just going to flip it over here out of bounds and stop everything. And don't tell me he's trying to protect his body because, by the way, he's still getting sacked at an alarmingly high rate. Yeah. He's the 8th most sacked quarterback in the league with 23 sacks.
Oh, so I don't want to hear that about that.
So
his offensive line is worse than that.
We're talking about Aaron
but
Rodgers here.
Yeah, I get it.
So just for perspective, Aaron's already gone down 23 times, and Drew Brees has only gone down 9 times. So just to keep that in perspective. So Aaron's not flinching. He's not saying, uh-oh, I'm going to get hit. I'll just throw it over here out of bounds. He's just saying, I don't love that. I'll just throw it away. I'll try another play. Give me another one. Maybe I can flip it over here for a touchdown on the next one. So 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. And you have the 22nd worst QBR in football? That explains why. Because QBR, they're evaluating the game. They're saying, yeah, but look at that throwaway and that throwaway. And he gave up on that play and he gave up on that play.
That's why QBR is a bump stat. But okay, Skip.
Now I get it.
So I'm trying to, you said it's fraudulent. His numbers are fraudulent. Help me understand. When did protecting the football become a bad thing? Now, if he was
when it costs your team potential touchdowns or big third down games.
Let me tell you what costs your team touchdowns or ball games quicker than anything. Throwing it to the other team. That's what it costs your team. Now, I know a guy. If I'm not mistaken, Alice, you could correct me and check me out.
Subject change.
No, there ain't no subject change. No subject change. I know a guy in 2016 had a touchdown, threw for 28 touchdowns, had 2 interceptions. He won the MVP. Aaron Rodgers is on pace to have 30 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now we're talking about him throwing the ball away. Skip, if he was throwing the ball away and he was averaging 185 yards a game, I'm not going to mention his name because we're not talking about him. If he was throwing the ball away and the ball didn't travel very far, you'd have a legitimate case. Aaron Rodgers is 4th in the league in passing at 317 yards a game. He's also 5th. Ben Roethlisberger passed him last night with an average distance of throwing the ball down the field of 22 yards.
I get that.
Now, he has the highest touchdown. There's a reason why he has a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
Yep, I just gave it to you.
No one is close.
I just gave it to you.
No one is close.
Shrewd operator.
Oh, Skip.
50-50? I'm not going to try that.
I thought, hold on. Well, maybe Brett Favre would have 4 or 5 Super Bowls if he hadn't have been 50-50. Because what got him in trouble, Skip, they killed Brett Favre. Why would you attempt that throw? Why would you try to throw the ball through a keyhole, Brett?
So
now Aaron Rodgers.
Brett Favre got Green Bay to how many Super Bowls? 2. Aaron's got to 1. 2-1. Okay, go ahead. Just curious.
1-0. 1-0. 1-0.
9 years ago.
But I tell you what. I tell you, if old Aaron Rodgers had Reggie White and Leroy Butler, I guarantee you he'd been back to some more. Bet that. But anyway, Skip, but this is not about them. This is about Aaron Rodgers and how people are trying to devalue him because he's protecting himself and the football.
Nobody's trying to devalue him except me.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm the only one. I'm finally saying, let's be objective.
If you don't mind me asking,
how does he get passes for not throwing passes?
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, so if this is not a bump stat, how many throwaways did John Elway have in his career? Or Dan Marino or Joe Montana? Oh.
Not like this. Well, tell me. Because I don't think they kept the stat.
So now this is a stat. I care about them dubs and I care about them tubs.
So do I.
So how many dubs and tubs do he has?
Aaron Rodgers 3-4-1. Aaron Rodgers 5-6 since his long ago Super Bowl.
And that was the last time he had a top 10 defense.
Interesting.
Let that sink in for a second. Tom Brady's had 16 of those in 17 seasons.
Yeah, boy, he had one in last year's Super Bowl, didn't he?
Had a top 10 scoring defense. Aaron Rodgers had 2. The last time was in 2011. If you don't mind me asking, Skip, because you like for me to clarify, because the people at home might not know what I'm talking about. Can you tell the people in 2011 what was the last time the Packers done in 2011, Skip, with a top 10 scoring defense? No.
I don't know.
I don't think good. I'm serving it up. That's good. You can feel what he's like. That thing good.
My memory doesn't go back that far.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Huh?
Oh, it does. Hold on. It doesn't go back that far, but you say every time since the last time Aaron won a Super Bowl in 2011, what's his playoff record, Skip?
9 years ago.
What?
5-6.
What's your mind doing?
And look at those 5 wins. Those are some of the most devalued wins I've ever seen. Joe Webb, Kirk Cousins, the Dez catch game, which was a catch, obviously, the giant boat trip game, and Mason Crossbars game. Those are your 5 wins.
You beat David Garrard.
Wow.
You beat Phillip Rivers with a torn ACL. Really, Skip? You feel comfortable doing that?
Beat the Legion of Boom.
You
Came
beat
from 28 to 3
Blake
down.
Bortles. All I'm saying, Blake Bortles.
Yeah, and you were down to Blake Bortles 20
That's
to
who you
10 in
beat.
the fourth quarter. The same Blake Bortles who had just beaten Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh 45-42.
You beat Blake Horrible.
Yeah.
That's
all
his
right.
name.
Well, he wasn't.
He changed his name to Blake Horrible. He said, I'm so bad.
How did he score 45 at Pittsburgh? Wow.
Yeah. He scored 45 at Pittsburgh and then got 6 at home to Tennessee. How you do that, Skip?
I don't know. I think somebody's trying to change the subject because he can't defend his guy.
Skip.
Your guy is being exposed. He's a shrewd operator.
No, I'm trying to figure.
You know what? I'll give you this. It's also LeBron-esque.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers might have the highest quarterback IQ ever. I've never seen anything like it.
But
he's such a shrewd operator, he's saying, I'm not going to try that.
But hold on. But what about those 6 incompletions that Tom Brady had and he fired 3 of them on the sideline? Were those throwaways?
Well, he doesn't have near this many.
Phillip
Rivers has the record of 46.
So why not?
He's on pace for 78.
Why would Tom Brady is saying, oh, it's not there, oh, I'm going to throw the ball away. Why not?
Well, it happens every once in a while, but it doesn't happen like this guy's doing it. He's shattering the record.
So now I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct. Throwing the ball away, protecting the football is a negative.
Well, there's one thing protecting your interception rate. That's what he's protecting.
Skip.
Huh?
Look at
You're doing it at the expense of making positive plays. You're avoiding negative by not trying to make a positive play.
Really,
That's what
Skip?
you're doing. Well, that's what that screams to me.
But what screams?
Nobody's doing this.
What screams?
Nobody in the NFL.
Here's the thing.
He's 3-4-1.
Okay, that's true. But let me tell you also, that sack total of 23, what does he do? He holds on to the ball. Guys that hold on to the ball get what, Skip? Sacked a lot. So he's holding on to the ball for what?
Okay.
Because he's trying to make a play down the field?
No, he's not. He's doing one of two things. If he sees it's not there, he's either going to get rid of it quickly, do a little flick to the
like
sideline,
Tom Brady.
flick into the 5th row, or he's just going to say, I'll take the sack.
Where does Tom Brady rank and throws down the field? Because all Tom Brady's fishing, he don't even deep sea fish. He a shore fisherman, which means he got a little cane pole he throw out there in the shallow, or little shallow crosses. When he throw the ball down the field, Skip?
Who beat Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers so far this year? Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Tom Brady threw for 182 yards in the fourth quarter against Patrick Mahomes.
What does Patrick Mahomes got to do with this? We're talking about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
You were just ripping Tom Brady. I said, look, he's got them in position once again to win the AFC.
I didn't rip him, but he doesn't average the yards per attempt that Aaron Rodgers does. He's averaging almost 40 yards per game passing less.
Who has better receivers, Aaron Rodgers or Tom
now
Brady? It's not even close.
If we're going to keep changing
not even close. Well, I know
you will find a formula.
On point.
Interceptions.
Wait, does Tom have a Devontae Adams? I don't think that. Does he
Josh
have a Jimmy
Gordon.
Graham?
Has Devontae Adams?
Josh Gordon, you said Josh is running like he has a piano on his back.
Has Devontae Adams ever led the league in receiving?
No, but he's a top 5. Yeah,
1,600 yards and missed 2 games. Devontae Adams ever have a 200-yard game? Oh, that guy, Josh Gordon, had them back to back.
Did you see those 2 rookies Aaron has? Whew. Those guys are both going to be
Oh, you mean Sonny Michel?
No. Sonny Michel didn't play.
He's doing big things, isn't he?
Yeah.
Skip, they need to start with this. This is a bump stat. And guess what?
It is not.
It is a bump stat.
It is piercing.
No, it's not.
It is revealing. It is exposing.
So Tom Brady was 28-2, and everybody applauded how well he took care of the football. Aaron Rodgers now is 16-1, and it's a problem. You see how you do that, Skip? You keep telling me if you like somebody, they'll cater the stats for them. That's what you told me about QBR?
I love the stat.
With that Brady
finally, we got to the bottom of the fraudulent Aaron Rodgers.
No, the bottom is interceptions. That's at the bottom. That touchdown is at the top. The highest touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history.
Indefensible.
4-1.
Indefensible.
4-1.
Moving on, Marcus Peters had strong message for Sean Payton, and we'll discuss that next. And in our audience today, we have some members of our armed forces. We're celebrating veterans today all day here on FS1, and we thank them for their service. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
Now, it doesn't seem like Marcus Peters and Sean Payton are very good friends. The Saints beat the Rams on Sunday, and late in the fourth quarter, Drew Brees connected with Michael Thomas for a long touchdown pass against Peters. After the game, Payton said, quote, "They were going to travel Marcus to him, and that was fine by us. We thought we really liked that matchup a lot." And yesterday, Peters responded. Take a listen.
Tell Sean Payton, keep talking that we gonna see him soon. You feel me?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because I like what he was saying on the sidelines, too. So tell him keep talking that and I hope you see me soon. You feel me? and then we're going to have a good little, nice little bowl of gumbo together.
We are joined by FS1 NFL analyst, the Rambassador, Eric Dickerson. Thank you so much for being here.
The Rambassador's in the house.
Well, we thought maybe you wouldn't show today after what happened.
Well, first of all, I just told you. What did I tell you? I'll let you become an undercover Ram fan. You just tell me. You don't tell nobody else. Just tell me.
Right now, I'm an undercover Cowboy fan.
So, Skip, let's start with you. What did you make of Peter's comments?
First of all, let me say this about Sean Payton. I did not love him bragging after the game about what he did to Marcus Peters, and we all know Sean Payton loves to toot his own horn and pat himself on the back, and he can be a bit of a front-running showboater, especially after big wins like that. But to me, Marcus Peters was in no position to return fire after he got run off that football field by Michael Thomas. I wish he'd just said, hope to see him again. That's all I got to say. But Marcus Peters, I'm going to say this again, and I'm not trying to kick you while you're down here, but he's part of the reason I can't completely buy into your football team, because I don't trust deep down his football character. Because I remind you, when he played at the University of Washington, he got suspended for a game because he threw a big sideline fit and a tantrum on the sideline, and then he ultimately got dismissed from the football team after he got into another big argument with coaches during a practice. But because he's a big corner who can run, he ran 4.5 at the combine, Kansas City took him 18th overall. First round, and he lived right up to it because he was Pro Bowl rookie, Pro Bowl second year, first team All-Pro as a rookie because he co-led the NFL in the interceptions, was Defensive Rookie of the Year. So that was tremendous. But after 3 years, Kansas City couldn't wait to get rid of him. So they basically gave him, I thought you guys won the trade as far as his ability and his credentials
Well,
went.
you remember, Skip, the final straw is that when he was in Kansas City, the Jets game, he came back out with no tape on, none of it.
I know. So, to me, Shannon has made this point repeatedly on this show. Wade Phillips is not using him correctly, and I'm with you on that. Again, you can't put him up in press. He's a cluer. He's a gambler. He's got to lay off
to see it unfold in front of him
and hope he guesses right on the play. So I get all that, but there's still something about him that I don't love, and you put a lot of lower football character guys on your defense, and it's okay if you're winning, but if you lose, it will go south quicker than usual with that group that you've assembled on defense. That's my 2 cents.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, Edie. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I want to give credit to the Saints for winning that football game. That was a great game. I don't think the Saints could have played any better for at least almost 3 quarters. I mean, you put 35 points up before halftime. But after half, we came back and we tied the game up. They only had 10 after that. So I give them credit for that. What I don't like Sean Payton, trying to call out Marcus Peters. And as a man, as a former player, you know this well too. If a coach I gotta respond. Calls you out, you got to respond. He's sitting over there with a mic on his head with his arms folded. He wears a uniform. So in a sense, he's put a target on his receivers' back, whoever they are. So for me, I don't care. I don't mind Peters calling him out because he's an Oak-Town boy. He's confident.
He is.
He's very confident, and I like that about him. I feel like that this guy, he'll be the first one to tell you he's not playing well. He'll say it. I'm not playing. But who hasn't played well? Have you played well every game? Have you had 3 games where you didn't play well?
Do you hear him tell it?
No,
you never had a bad game.
I played bad. All of us.
Coach's fault.
It's your coach's fault. all of us have had that. Well, we don't play well, and so that's just part of the game. But you know what? You have to bounce back. And for him, if that takes him to talk back to, I feel like a coach that has not won a Super Bowl in 10 years. And you're right. He's arrogant. He's arrogant at times. He toots his own horn.
Remember last year, Skip, the Monday night game? He gave the choke sign. Yeah. He gave the choke. Hey, that's Sean. That's
so
his MO.
When I watched that game, it's all of a sudden, they were blowing us out. But you know what I give the Rams credit for? I kept telling the fans, the guys there in New Orleans, I said, we're going to come back. We're not going to give up. Oh, no, it's over with. Y'all ain't come. I said, we're going to come back. We tied it up. All of a sudden, it got real quiet. Real quiet. Matter of fact, I had my sideline pass on. They told me, you can't come back down here. You can't come back. I said, don't get mad because we tied it up now. Don't get mad now. So they wanted me to go. The security, yeah. He didn't want me to come back. Well, what you doing back there? I said, Yeah, you can, but you ain't supposed to be here. So, you know.
Did he know who he was talking to?
He knew, because he wanted to take a picture after the game. After they won, okay, can I take a picture? But most definitely, you know, I've got to go with Marcus Peters on this because I feel like he's a good addition to our football team. You know, and I agree with you, Shannon. Maybe he's not in the right position and they're not playing him right. But as a player, I like his heart, I like his determination, and I like what he said. You know, hey, you know, I'll see you have some gumbo and some swamp water. You know, and because that NFC Championship game, I really believe it's gonna come right back through here. And we've lost one game, not like another team I know that has a star on their helmet.
It's always good to come back to that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll let you have it for that.
How about the lowest hanging fruit you can pick?
No, it ain't hanging. That's fruit on the ground.
On the ground.
Yeah, we just got
dragging.
We just got to pick that up.
It's dragging.
I agree with Marcus Peters because, you know, look, normally what coaches do is like, look, there were some matchups that we like and we felt we could take advantage, but he singled Marcus out. So Marcus Peters came back and said, I want you to have that same energy when we see you again. That energy that you got right now, that you talking, I'll see you again. Skip, we played the Miami Dolphins. I think it was like the second to the last game of the season. They beat us. Oh, man, you ought to seen Sam Madison over there. You ought to seen Terrell Buckley. Boy, they high-fiving. They had them.
Where was the game?
In Miami. Oh, they having them a good old time.
Was it Marino?
Yeah. They'll have them a good old time. I was standing on the sideline, me, Rod, and TD. So we see them again.
And?
We see them again.
Did you?
38-3.
There you go.
Where? At Denver?
They had to come there. They had to come see us.
In the
Yeah, the divisional. Ooh, that thing got ugly in a hurry. Ooh, I said, hold on. Ain't nobody jumping on the sideline.
Ain't nobody jumping up down.
Ain't nobody jumping around. Everybody they were jumping around.
I'll bet you were telling them all about it.
Oh, yeah. I said, well, hold on. Where's all that loud talking? Oh, y'all ain't. Yeah. So Marcus Peters said, okay, Sean, you got me. You right. I gave up 202 bills. Have that same energy because we're going to see you again. Now, when we see old Pittsburgh, they did a lot of talking too. We played them in 97, Skip. Oh, they talking, oh, yeah. The road to the Super Bowl goes through 3 rebels. Oh, don't worry about it. Okay. Keep that. We came back there now. The game winding down. Everybody want to fight me. Whoa! Why you want to fight me
What do I
now?
fight you for?
Yeah. I tell you what. I'll fight
you. You lost in the regular season?
We lost in the regular season.
At
3 Rivers in Pittsburgh.
And you went back to
Went back there.
Oh, and beat him at home?
Beat him at home. Get what I told him? I said, I tell you what I'm going to do. If you come to San Diego, I'll fight you. Because that's where the Super Bowl going to be. I ain't got no more business here in Pittsburgh. Oh, I'm talking they mad. I said, oh, now y'all want to fight. No, Skip, that's what, look, when players do that, Skip, I ain't got no problem. Look, you got me, bro. I'm just going, hey, you got me. But a coach, I got to respond to you.
And what if that NFC Championship game rematch is back in New Orleans?
I still say this. Let me tell you something. We are, and I'll say it, I don't have to play the game. I played it. We are a better football team than the Saints. I believe that across the board. You know, they're good.
Your quarterback is not better than that.
I agree with that part of it. Now, not every position, but I think overall, the whole team, I think we're a better football team. And also, you know, they got to play Atlanta. They've got to play Pittsburgh. Their road is tougher than our road.
It is tough.
It's just
I agree
tougher.
with that.
You know, and that defense, I got to give them credit. Their defense played a good game. Good game because you know why? Because the offense kept them off the field. They were off the field all the time. But that defense they have in New Orleans will get exposed. And it showed it in the third quarter. While we put 21 points.
Yep.
And they will be right back here in L.A. playing the NFC Championship game. And Marcus Peters, like he said, we'll have some gumbo. And I'm going to even throw some swamp water in that for him.
Is that a challenge from you to Sean?
That's my challenge to Sean Payton. Okay. We'll even have some swamp water for you. Hey, because you like me. He ain't got to play the game. He over there like this. I'm going to be over there like this, too.
Oh, Ricky.
But I ain't got to call no plays.
You know you'll get a call from Ricky Jackson.
No, I talked to Ricky last night. You know, Ricky said it. You know, Ricky said last night. Ricky said, man, we beating up on y'all pretty good. But we got scared in the third quarter. You saw that. They start playing. They start getting conservative. And that's what they do. That's what the Saints do. Like, we don't want to lose this.
It's
we don't want to lose this.
But, Edie, you know, when you get a big lead, it's a lot easier to come back when a team has a lead as opposed to play because you don't want to do anything careless.
No.
You don't want to do anything reckless. You want to be like, okay, let's just try to run the ball and throw when we have to. And the next thing you know, you're going 2 and out, 3 and out a couple of times. And now it's a tight ball game and you like really the pressure's on. But next time you talk to Ricky Jackson, tell him to send my hot links. He only 100 pounds of hot links.
No
Ricky
problem.
Jackson,
Yeah,
former
Ricky,
great
Yeah, he's in the Hall. He's in the Hall of Fame.
He is in the Hall of Fame. But I want to say this one.
Eric Dickerson.
Yes, sir. Skip.
Are you sure your team can get by Seattle?
Oh,
you sure
come on.
about that?
Man, yes.
I don't know.
You want something? You want something on that?
But it's gonna be in Mexico. That's the game is in Mexico City with Kansas City.
I'm gonna tell you the game. That game and the Chicago game. You know what I'm worried about Chicago? Because it's in December and it's gonna be very, very cold. Very, very cold.
Yeah, man. Man.
14-2, 13-3. That's my prediction right there. What's the Cowboys gonna be? What's the Cowboys gonna be?
I love
5 and 11.
equivocating picks. 14-2 or 13.
One or the other.
Just say it.
Just one or the other. Give me one or the other. I'll take either one. I'll take either one.
Take one.
I'll tell you what.
Take 14-2.
I'm gonna take 14-2.
Thank you.
What's your Cowboys
That's
gonna
a
do?
good one.
They're going to lose the next 5 in a row, and Jason Garrett will be fired on the Monday after the second Philly game. He will be fired. I'm on the record.
Why would Jerry fire him?
Because he'll get shamed into it. Because if they fall to 3-10, it will be the sky will fall in Dallas.
But Jason
Texas.
is the assistant coach. Jerry's the head.
Jerry's the head coach.
Well,
Jerry can't fire Jerry.
He will never fire. That is correct. So, I took it. I accept it.
Look, what did I tell you, Skip? We will let you become a
No.
We won't tell nobody. Undercover Ram. Put your Ram shirt
I'm
on.
about to get my cases back. I'm about to get a bunch of them cases back.
How are you going to get 13 cases
No,
back?
I'm not going to get all 13, but we had our bet that y'all were going to make the playoffs.
I did say that.
Got that one going. You do. You do. And
The
I'm all
Ram
but
ambassador
conceding it.
strike it again.
No. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. I know how people that concede, because I've been watching the election, there's a lot of people that conceded that want the votes recounted. Now you already conceded.
Well, you can't recount NFL votes.
Yeah. No. You
I mean,
concede.
we did get robbed at Washington.
Now you ain't getting no robbed.
Wait, we protested that game, and it's still being.
No, NFL said, nah, y'all good. Get out of here.
They're going to overturn it and give y'all a win. Give y'all a win.
Thank you so much for joining us. Keep pushing Skip. We'll keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
Well, will the Eagles roll over the Cowboys on Sunday?
Yep.
We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Let's talk some more about those Cowboys because they're a touchdown underdog in Philly against the 4-4 Eagles. Dallas added Amari Cooper, but they still lost convincingly to the Titans last week. Ezekiel Elliott expressed the urgency of a win yesterday, saying, Sunday, this is, quote, 100% a must win. So, Shannon, what's your prediction?
I got the Eagles. I like the Eagles, especially out the bye. But don't underestimate the Cowboys. They're a wounded team. They're a dangerous team. Skip.
Dangerous? After all you've said negatively, now they're dangerous?
But this is a division game. There's no love lost between these two teams. Hold on. It's not like they can look at it like, well, we beat the Titans and the Titans beat the Cowboys. The Titans beat both of them. Philly had a 17-point lead, and the Titans came back and beat them. Now, they just stomped the Cowboys out. But the Cowboys...
That game was at Tennessee, by the way.
Yes. The Cowboys will play with a sense of urgency. They know.
They sure didn't on Monday night.
They didn't. They See, I think the thing is that because they were at home, they're playing the Tennessee Titans, who are challenged offensively.
30th in the league?
They underestimated them. They know what Walker to them represents. 6 games, 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's three more touchdowns and what? 4 fewer interceptions than somebody else we know, but we're not talking about him. I'll let you
Carson
talk about
Wentz, Hall of Famer. He's already in.
And guess what I like? They unveil that new toy. They get to take old Golden Tate. So you know what happened last time he played the Cowboys? He went for over $130? So he'll be, he loved playing.
He lit him up at Jerry World.
Yep.
They barely it took Dak to Zeke to overcome him.
Yep. And go light him up again. And so now you pair him with Alshon and Zach Ertz and Goddard. Skip, I'm sorry.
My turn?
Yep.
This game will get ugly quickly.
You know what?
This game will be Philly 34, what's left of Dallas 10. 34-10.
Don't
Eagles.
That, y'all.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Now stop.
Bye, Dallas, bye. That's
No.
what's about to happen. Goodbye.
It's going to be closer than that.
And by the way, the Eagles are coming off a bye. That's another advantage to Philadelphia. Shannon Sharpe, what did I tell you on Tuesday morning after that debacle on Monday night? I told you that in all my years of rooting for the Dallas Cowboys, that I had never been more deflated, more disillusioned, more disgusted by an outcome than Monday night's. Under the circumstances, they were coming off a bye. They had added Amari Cooper. They had Tennessee on the ropes. It could have been 21-0 Dallas, and they would have rocket launched to go win the NFC East. And, that's my video. We're playing my video. You like that?
I did that, yeah.
Yeah, you kept the white
I kept the white one.
But guess what? You
I also
throw that in the
kept
trash.
my kind of tan cap with the Cowboy logo.
What about that other jumpsuit? You know you got a what about that sweatsuit? What about that sweatsuit?
I don't
You got
have
the
one.
Yeah, you do.
That's all I got. I got
And
my
a
Dak
t-shirt.
white.
And a
number 4
t-shirt.
white. I got a t-shirt. I
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
With the star on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the greatest
Throw
symbol
it
in the
away,
history
too.
of sports. And speaking of that star, the turning point of the season, the stomach turning point of the season came when Dak Prescott made the single worst decision of his NFL career. And he said, I think I'll throw it to Amari Cooper, who's double covered and has no hope of catching a pass because I threw it to him like he was 7 feet tall, and Kevin Byard put it in his hip pocket. And what did he do, Mr. Sharpe? He ran all the way to midfield, and he stood on the star like Terrell Owens when he was a 49er and celebrated.
Stars attract stars.
He rubbed their noses right in it. And that was a turning point because Dallas did not respond to that.
What were they supposed to do?
And as D'Angelo Hall said the other day, that he's convinced that Kevin Byard ran straight to the sidelines and yelled to everybody, they're soft. Because they were soft on that night. I don't think they're a soft football team, but they were on that night. What did I also tell you?
What?
I couldn't figure out which was worse, Dak Prescott or the number 1 ranked Dallas defense, which had allowed the fewest points scored in the NFL going into the game, and Marcus Mariota, who's not very good, went 11 for 14 on third down. Are you kidding me?
Well, he's done something Dak's never done.
11 for 14?
Marcus Mariota is not very good, but guess what he's done, Alex? Won a playoff game on the road.
Okay, I give you that.
Down 21-3.
Well, he effectively won a playoff game on Monday night at Dallas because that just sunk my Cowboys. That was huge. That was a display by Mariota of guts. And
Dak must have didn't play.
Dak played.
Oh, he played?
Yeah.
Well,
By the way, the only bright spot was Amari Cooper did play and flashed occasionally and looked pretty good. He caught 5 balls for 58
Could have
yards.
flashed more if he had a better quarterback.
Yeah, maybe. You know, you got me on that one. I said, although Dak was 21 of 31 for 243, which is not all bad, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Not terrible, not a terrible night, except for those 2 decisions, being careless with the football in the third quarter and fumbling it away.
You don't mind me asking, Skip, how many of those yards came on that final drive that when they didn't get the ball? The game was already settled. There's only 4 minutes left in the ball game. The game was already settled.
All I know is they play 4 quarters, so I don't know. I'll take 243. You always say you can't even throw for 200, so he threw for 243.
Let me ask you a question. What is he averaging?
It just doesn't matter. I told you they're going to lose 34-10. Why are you trying to, you're trying to beat on me when I'm just saying I give up?
Because everybody knows what you're trying to do.
Nobody's trying to do anything.
Yes,
I'm telling you, that moment, that Kevin Byard moment, was the psychological turning point for a team that is now dead in the water.
Well, maybe Dak should have been like Aaron Rodgers and threw it away. Yeah.
Well, you know what? On that
when you force Alex, you see what happens when you force passes. You
that
should
was
throw
only
away.
Second and goal, but the other thing that should have happened was when the new receiver, the new number 1 receiver who can really fly, when he's double covered, that means somebody's not covered. That's the problem.
Well, no, he thought he could fit it in there. Remember, that's what you wanted Aaron Rodgers to do. Instead of throwing the ball away, Alex, he wanted him to fit it in there. Yeah. So he thought he could fit it in there.
Why are we talking about a quarterback who's 3-4-1? 3-4-1?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Why
are we talking about a quarterback who's 5-6 in the playoffs?
What's Dak's record?
Super Bowl?
What's Dak's record?
3-5 on the way to 3-10.
Okay, what's his playoff record?
I don't care. We're talking about Philly and Dallas.
Okay, that's
Philly's flying high. You know what? I agree with you about Golden Tate because he is just what the doctor ordered for that football team because he's got some of that Philly blue-collar toughness, spit-in-your-eye guy, a guy who take nothing off nobody.
Right.
I like him for them. That's a good move. Do I think he's better than Amari Cooper? I do not.
Well, if I'm the Cowboys, I go out there and then I get me an interception or touchdown. I run to the middle of the field and scratch out the Eagles' eye. Yep.
And who's going to do that?
I don't know. You're Cowboys. That's your team. Who's going to do it? You tell me. You follow them closely. Who that guy that'll do something like that?
I told you they're psychologically dead in the water.
Not when you got
I don't think they will show up.
Your captain can't let that happen. Well, I mean, I don't know who wears the captaincy on the offense, but you can't allow that to happen. You can't let a bad outing define you. So if he's that guy, now you've been telling me, Skip, for 3 years, he's that guy. Now all of a sudden, he's psychologically damaged.
This whole team is.
That was the whole team.
They know that was make or break.
No, it wasn't.
That was must win. This is will lose. From
I
here
know what
on.
you're trying to do.
They look down the schedule. They're not stupid. They say at Philly, at Atlanta, Washington, New Orleans, and then Philly again.
Birds of prey. Serve them up.
Yep.
You got to feed
That's
the
it.
bird of prey. They eat meat.
Yep.
Fly,
Eagles, fly.
You ever seen the eagle eat flies? No, they eat meat. Cowboys coming.
Yep.
Serve them right on up.
They're going to eat a bunch of flies.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
eagles don't eat flies.
Well, they will.
No, they won't.
Well, this is
Eat
just a
them
little
cowboys.
hors d'oeuvre.
Eat them Cowboys. Look at that. I mean, both of them got captaincies. One of them you'd love to have.
Yeah.
The other one, I'm not so sure, Skip.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that deer in headlights Carson Wentz.
Skip, what-
W-I-N-C-E,
Hold on.
Wentz.
What about your guy on Monday night?
Yeah.
What about your guy on Monday night, Skip?
Yeah. You know what? Carson Wentz won't have to be good this time. They'll just roll. Everything will be right.
Now, they got no
Everything will
running
work.
game. They're relying solely on Carson.
Really?
Yeah, walking to him. Who they running game? LeGarrette Blount's in Detroit. Ajayi is injured.
Yep.
Darren Sproles was been out since week 1, supposed to come back, and guess what happened, Skip? First day of practice, tweaks his hamstring, he out again. So now what? Smallwood?
Yeah, I like Smallwood. He runs hard. Runs big for Smallwood.
Smallwood and
He does.
Clement. That's what they got. How's that been working out for him? So walking to him will do what he does. Golden Tate, Alshon, Ertz, Goddard. I think it'll be
How much would Dallas like to have Dallas?
Well, you should have got it.
Ooh, we should have had him.
It's going to be 30-24 Eagles.
30-24? You just gave Dak Prescott 24 points?
34-10.
That's Hall of Fame stuff.
30-24.
Yeah.
It's a
By
big
the way,
difference.
I got a 24-point margin, so I'll take Dallas in 23. I'd do that for a case.
Oh,
No?
you getting a case of do?
Come on, you got the Eagles. You got Golden Tate.
This
You are golden.
This is also a division game. This is also a rivalry game.
It used to be.
It still is.
Yeah.
They're still in the same division.
Yeah.
Well, it'll
But
be
the
a
tables-
fun one.
But the tables have turned now.
23?
Nope.
You got
One more
Carson
time.
Wentz.
So?
You got Dougie P, the most fearless coach in football.
Yeah.
Right? What
And
is
y'all-
biography called?
and y'all-
Fearless.
And y'all got Jason Garrett.
Well, thank you. You're making my case. You want to talk about lame duck?
OCJ. This is what I love to see. I love when they show that press box and I see old Jerry do this right here.
Yeah.
But I love he ain't nothing like that. Hey, you do that right there. I said, yeah, we got it.
I see you do that every break.
All right, we are
see that.
switching gears, guys. Did the Warriors get exposed last night? We'll discuss that next with Jason Terry. And in our audience today, we have some members of our armed forces. We're celebrating Veterans Day all day here on FS1, and we thank them for their service. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
The Warriors lost their second game of the year last night, getting blown out at home by the Bucks. The Greek Freak had 24 points, including a highlight dunk that shocked Draymond Green, who missed the game. Steph Curry only had 10 points and didn't make a three-pointer for the first time this season. But he had to leave in the third quarter with a leg injury. Steve Kerr said after the game that Curry will have an MRI today, and Steph added, quote, "I'm not nervous." Now, we are joined by NBA champ and former Buck, Jason Terry. Now, Jason, how much stock do you put into this Bucks win?
Let me see here. Let me go to the
Stock market.
Jet deck.
Okay.
Jet Jones here.
Yep.
Okay, Nike is down, Starbucks is down, AT&T and Apple are down.
Ooh, Bucks
What does that
are
mean?
up?
The Bucks are up. And I'm gonna what? The Bucks are up. Let me tell you why. First of all, they've bought in to Coach Budenholzer's system. Okay. Spray it around, share the ball, run and gun. They all do it. Everybody. John Henson, for instance, never shot a three in his career this year. He's already made 6 of them. Okay, so they've really bought in.
You sound like you bought in.
Listen, I used to play for them, and I think my locker is still there. And they got my uniform ready. They just ain't called me yet.
Yeah.
But they got the Greek Freak. He's playing at all-time high. He's top 5 players in the league right now today. Do you disagree? No. Okay.
Until the playoffs start, and then I'd like to see him win one playoff series in his career.
Well,
Right.
Skip motivated him.
Well, this is the year. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm telling you right now, the way they are playing, and if you watched them last night, they shot. When is the last time one team has shot more threes than the Golden State Warriors?
Good point.
35 threes attempted last night,
They only
33
made 9.
assists. They only
Was
made
that
9.
because of the
but
defense that
the
Milwaukee
attempts,
played?
Look at the attempts. That means their pace of play is up. 101 field goals attempted last night. Steph Curry and the boys, 87.
Do you think they were defending the three harder than most teams are able to at Oakland?
Well, they got length. Their length is giving them the ability at all positions to defend the three. And that's what you need against Golden State when you are using that switching defense that we all hate. Balanced scoring. Balanced scoring is what they also have. They have 4 guys, again, with 20 points last night. Chris Middleton should be an all-star this year, first time in his career. Eric Bledsoe, the dynamic point guard that we've grown to love because of his competitive, fiery nature, is playing well. So
Malcolm Brogdon had
Malcolm Brogdon, Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. So they're talented.
Wait, I got one quick question
talented.
for Jet before we move on. Are you suggesting that Coach Budenholzer is a little better than Coach Jason Kidd was?
No, I just think Coach Budenholzer, they have bought into this new run. And who doesn't like to shoot threes? When your big men can run out there at 7 feet, Brooke Lopez, John Henson. But that's not it. It's just the mantra.
Was it,
you know what I mean? It's just
more
the
fun
energy.
to play for
it's
Coach Budenholzer than Coach Kidd?
Well, it's just a different style.
Yeah.
And when it's new, it's fun. Okay. But I definitely think Jason Kidd's style of play is a winning formula for a team in this league.
I ain't putting a whole lot of stock into it. I still got them behind the Raptors. I know they beat the Raptors, but that was without Kawhi.
You about to lose some money.
Kawhi.
Without Kawhi, they're often without Kawhi.
Don't worry about that. That's not for you to worry about. He's not the Spurs. Let him be without him in Toronto. They're still the baby dinosaurs until we get to the playoffs. But anyway, the Celtics, they're not better than the Celtics.
Did you see the Celtics last night?
That's a good question.
The Celtics was down 100 at the half.
Hold up.
What?
At the end of the day.
Well, losing teams always find a way to lose.
They're
we
at
know that.
Phoenix.
But I'm just saying, you're at Phoenix.
Let me ask you a
You're
question.
at Phoenix, you're down 22?
I've seen the stock market be down by 600 at one point. But where is it at when it closed? It was up. So give me that. And they're not better than Big Joel Embiid.
Milwaukee's better than Philly. I'm going to tell you that right now.
No, they're not.
They are better than Philly.
I disagree with that also.
So y'all,
man.
you're the 4th seed. You're going to be the 4th seed. Maybe the 3rd.
4th seed.
Maybe the 3rd.
In the Eastern Conference.
In the East.
Do you see our record right now?
Dude, you ain't played but 2 games.
Have you seen the new arena? Home court advantage.
You better stop. It's Milwaukee.
How many teams have
went into campaigning to return to the team?
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
But how many teams have you seen go into Oracle?
Yeah.
Now minus Draymond Green.
Bad.
Steph Curry got hurt.
And he was bored. I mean, it's a Thursday night.
But let's look at the Warriors now. Let's look at them because they do have a little chink in the armor, right? If one of their 2 or 3 big 4 go down, that's a problem on any team. But look at the bench. Look at the bench. Pedestrian at best, right?
Well now Alfonso McKinney is coming in jacking up threes for him. He was 1 for 7. Nobody even knows who he is. But they don't have Sean Livingston right now. He's out.
Right, we don't have Sean. Andre, he's old as me, and it takes him a while to get started.
Yeah, it takes him a while to get loose up.
He'll be ready after All-Star. But after that, you just don't have a viable threat.
Okay, remember Draymond didn't play, as Alex pointed out.
That's the defensive end right there.
No, that's a big deal. Now, that is a big deal because they gave up 134 points last night. But the Bucks, I'm telling you right now, if you going to score 134 points in the East, only team that can beat them in the East right now is Toronto because they're shooting it at the same rate. Boston, I like you, but you got some issues. You seen the Terry Rozier's disgruntled employee right now.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew it. so Ainge got some willing and dealing to do.
Okay.
Go ahead, Skip.
No, my turn. So, the Achilles heel, obviously, of the Golden State Warriors is they do live and die by the 3-point shot, especially at home. And if you can catch them on a night where inexplicably Steph Curry just somehow wakes up on the wrong side of bed and goes 0 for 4. And help me out with this. How does Klay Thompson only take 2 in the game and make both of those? And we just saw him last week score 52 on 14, a record 14 3-point shots. Well, how do you only take 2 for this game? Right?
Just shows you how valuable Draymond Green is.
No, Skip. He made 14. He took 24.
Okay. So you took 2 last night, and you got blown out at home, and Kevin Durant took 2 last night and made 1. Yeah. Well, so if your big 3 go 3 for 8, you only took 8. What is that about? I don't know.
It's the Draymond Green factor. Let's be honest. The way he distributes the ball and creates for those guys. When he rebounds, he gets out in transition, and he finds those guys, right? Last night, you seen a lot of them having to go one-on-one. That's not Klay Thompson's strength. Steph Curry can do it, but he needs space and he needs a matchup. With Milwaukee's length, he couldn't find that matchup last night. Bledsoe's a dynamo. He's up in him. He's aggressive. He's physical. When Giannis switched on him, he used his length.
He's got length.
So that Milwaukee Bucks stock.
Okay, speaking of Giannis.
A little up.
I just need to see more. That's all. Look, I
much
get
more,
you. He's
Skip?
got top 5 capability.
No,
I get that.
No.
Capability.
He's top 5.
No, you say that. Everybody just assumes that. He's the Greek
The only
freak.
player in the league
Okay,
right now averaging 25
fine.
points, 10 plus rebounds, and 5 assists.
Let it translate into winning one playoff series, and I'll be impressed because he's played now 5 seasons. This is his 6th year in the league. You say, it seems like he's still a baby. Well, he kind of is because he's still 23 years of age. But this is his 6th NBA season. Under him, with him as the star of the team, you have not won one playoff series. Well, I got to see one. If you're that guy in the Eastern Conference, one.
I am riding this stock till it fall off this year.
You should be happy because LeBron left.
Well, yeah, we definitely happy, but okay, the last 2 years we played Toronto and Boston in the playoffs.
And
They
that
still
went,
there.
They didn't go well.
It didn't go well, but I gotta feel like this is the year though.
Y'all not beating Toronto with a healthy Kawhi, which he'll be healthy because that's why we're getting them back-to-back. We don't play back-to-back. Y'all not beating.
He's still hurt?
Stop.
Kawhi Leonard still got a bruised thigh?
No.
He said, seriously, he missed all of last year. He quit on the
Preventative
Spurs.
maintenance.
Yes.
Wait, he quit on the Spurs and he's still got a bruised thigh?
No.
What are you
Preventative
doing?
maintenance.
Yes, all you do is Skip.
Preventive maintenance? What?
Yeah.
And he misses the second of back-to-backs, and then randomly some game will come
Sometimes
up.
we miss
and
the
he'll
first
just
of
be
the
like,
back-to-back.
When you got a
I'm
Bentley or a
hurt.
Ferrari in the garage, you don't drive it every day.
No.
Oh, so that's
You don't
how he
drive
does it
every day.
now.
No, we're just gonna pull it out every
So he's saving himself for next year when he's a
For
free
the
agent so he can
playoff.
play for the Clippers, right?
Wow.
No.
Yeah, just wait till the playoffs and it'll come up big, the key turning point.
Why
playoff
you wishing
game.
that on Toronto?
I just told him good luck and good riddance for Kawhi and San Antonio.
You saw what he did the other night, 25, 11, and 4.
When he decides, he's really good. Last year, he didn't decide at all. for
He
the
was
Spurs.
injured.
He was not injured.
Yep.
He was cleared by the most conservative medical staff in all of sports. But midseason, they said he is good to go.
But you know what, Skip?
And guess what? He went. He went south.
In today's sports, they make so much money, especially in the NBA, they have their own doctors.
Oh.
So he got that money. He went to his own doctor and said, nah, you shut it down. And he shut it down. Because he's watching Isaiah Thomas. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas cost himself $100 million.
He had a career-threatening hip injury.
That he tried to play
and
through.
then it required surgery.
Exactly
This
my
was
point.
a thigh bruise.
No.
It was a thigh bruise.
No.
All right. Yes.
No,
But
he
still.
should have shut it down. Kawhi said, you know what? I'm going to err on the side
You know
of
what?
caution.
Toronto has been just as impressive without Kawhi. Seriously, they have. You saw them the other night.
But you know what?
Hey, did you see Ibaka
Skip, me and
against
you
the
don't get
Lakers?
into it
Wait
a lot.
a second. Wait
but
a second.
Toronto with Kawhi Leonard this year, they're the best
Hey,
team in the East.
did you see what
Best
they did
team
to
in the East.
LeBron's team without Kawhi?
Yeah.
Ibaka went 15 for
But you
his
know
first
what?
15 shots.
But JT, you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
The Spurs are the most conservative team. Now, Kawhi had done rolled his ankle about 4 or 5 times, but they were still trying him out there in the playoffs 2 years ago, weren't they?
They did not. They
Couldn't
said
walk.
shut it
The
down.
boy had a walking
No, he
boot
didn't.
on in
Stop it,
warm-ups.
They did.
couldn't
Whoa,
walk.
hold on.
Yeah.
Revisionist history from across the table as usual.
Yep.
Okay.
My team was up 23 in the third quarter of Game 1 at Oracle in the Western Conference Finals. And Zaza, a cheap shot, remember
he
him?
did. Yeah.
Okay, so he comes down.
Landed on his
Okay,
foot.
and what did Coach Pop say the next day? If we really needed him, he could go. But he didn't
he
go,
couldn't
and
go.
they got swept. Okay?
Guess what? Remember, he didn't play Game 6. Remember, Skip? He didn't play that game against Houston. So if he was hurt and didn't play he should have rested like 2 more games.
And what happened in Game 6 against Houston? A rout happened with no Kawhi Leonard.
I put that on James Harden.
Okay.
They won't worry about that this year. He'll be healthy, ready to go.
Yeah, he'll be
We're gonna
healthy.
take these games off. And
Yeah, he'll probably end up playing like
We're gonna keep
65.
that Rory in the garage.
He'll play like
You
65.
defend this.
We play like
This is
65 games.
outrageous. This is the new NBA.
Yeah,
this
he's
is how
playing-
you do it.
Except LeBron.
I'll play about half the games. I'll be ready for the
65.
playoffs, but then I'll give you about 2/3 of the playoffs.
65.
Well, how long will Steph be out with the adductor? Because
Not long.
Well, like you said, he's not worried about it because that's a muscle injury. Anything that's ankle related or knee related, obviously he'd be concerned. But he's like, this is nothing. I'm gonna sit this thing down. He's 10-2.
Yeah.
They might lose another game, but
So
they'll
Jeff,
probably be 15
you
and
picking
3.
somebody else to win the championship this year?
I am not.
Thank you.
I still like Golden State.
Thank you.
The only thing can stop him is an injury.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't
And
no
they had
beat
two,
that.
and they had 2 of them last night.
Right.
But I'm still up on the Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm still up on the Bucks.
Y'all not going nowhere. Y'all third, maybe third. I might let y'all
Dust
be
that
third.
number 3 off. come on out.
The buck stopped there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Jason, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Now, has Dak been a failure in his career so far?
What?
I don't know.
We're
We'll
gonna
discuss
ask that
that with
again?
Rob Parker next.
No mercy.
Let's stick with Dak Prescott. The Cowboys are limping into Sunday's game in Philly. He has struggled this season with just 10 touchdown passes, which is 22nd in the league, and his QBR ranks 25th. Dak was Offensive Rookie of the Year in his first season, but last season he threw 13 interceptions and Dallas missed the playoffs. So, Rob Parker, we are starting with you. What is your grade on Dak's career so far?
Now, you know I'm an adjunct professor at USC, so you know I take these grades very seriously. You know, you got to be
Are
fair.
you adjunct or just junk?
I'm just Wow. Well, I guess a combination of both. But I would give him a C- for his career.
That's actually better than I thought you were.
No, a C- because the first year he did very well, but it was set up. And Skip, you know this, it was set up for him. He had a great offensive line. He had a great rookie running back who tore the league up. And then they didn't let him do too many crazy things with the ball. He just managed, threw the ball, didn't put himself into too many situations where it was going to work out bad for him.
Right.
But we saw him exposed year 2 once Ezekiel Elliott wasn't there for him and was missing suspensions, injuries. So all of a sudden you're looking for him to pull a team through in the offense. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And you can blame Des Bryant was there and some other receivers.
Wait, the Des who led the league in drops last
Well, but he was there, and so was Witten, right? And he still couldn't make it happen.
Witten, who couldn't outrun Shannon at age 50.
Could he still catch the ball, though?
Yeah.
Yes, he could still catch
he
the
catch
ball.
it for 3 yards, and
Okay.
that was it, right?
Well,
And
that's, all
then-
far that's all far Dak can throw it. I mean,
It's about 3 yards. And then this year, 10 touchdowns, which is 22nd in the league.
What?
He's averaging, he's 29th in yards. The league team is 29th in yards, passing yards per game. So when you look at it, he looks to me like a really, really probably good backup quarterback. And if I'm the Cowboys, I'm looking for a quarterback to be the lead franchise quarterback for this team. Am I right or wrong? He's not good enough.
Don't ask them.
He's not good enough.
They're not going to.
Yeah, they said, yeah,
They
he's
said
right.
yes. They agree with me. Yes,
You
because
put them on the spot.
That's okay. That's the
Yeah.
best time to do
hey,
it.
exactly. They know about being on the spot and they perform.
Because
Yeah.
you went over there and prepped them.
You see,
You know, I need you to agree with me, right?
But I just don't think it when you look at it, and I know Jerry Jones had his reservations early on, and most of it was because of his love of Tony Romo. But in reality, he was right not to jump the gun and crown this guy that guy, because he did it with smoke and mirrors early on, and you know what? It's run out.
Mirrors.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, Rob Parker, bottom line, said Dak Prescott is a backup quarterback. Go ahead, Shannon.
Well, look, if we're grading on the 4-point scale, I give him a 2, average. 5-point scale, I give him 2.5.
Okay,
He's
so
average.
what's his grade?
A, B, C. I give him a C. And I told you before, because we did this topic early, he's a C, Skip. I mean, I wish I can give him something better than that, but I can't because he's been average. His number says he's been average. And that's where he is. All these things, and like Rob said, everything was perfect. Now everything isn't perfect. He might not be the reason they're losing, but he damn sure isn't the reason they're winning. And that's a problem, especially when you want to invest $28 million in a quarterback, because that's what he's going to be asking for. Jerry's already made it clear he's going to extend him, where the going rate is somewhere between $25 and $30 million, maybe upwards.
And Shannon, you just the thing you brought up about being able to work through the bad patches and when a team's not great. Aaron Rodgers is a perfect example. Not a good defense, and I'm not saying they were on the same level, but he works through not having those other things where Dak can't do it.
He's 3-4-1 right now. Aaron Rodgers is.
We're talking about his
5-6 in the
We're talking about his
postseason
career.
since his Super Bowl 9 years ago. You can't defend Aaron
Okay, but
Rodgers.
how about I do it like this here, and I'm going to let you take it from here. I think the Cowboys at this point would have loved to see Dak Prescott turn into what Russell Wilson started out as and is turned into now.
That's fair.
Well, I never said that Dak was better than Russell Wilson because I think he's really good.
No, I'm saying they would hope he would be that because, okay, his offensive line, remember, Russ was getting killed. No running game. Beast mode had left. Defense was starting to age. Guys were being injured, and Russ still found some way to make them viable.
Were they viable last year?
What was their record? They're close to y'all.
They were like us.
I put it like this here.
9-7.
If I'd have put Dak, if I'd have put Russ in that, y'all have been in the playoffs. Russ and the Cowboys, y'all playoff team.
So, for his career, 2.5 years, I give Dak Prescott a B.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my, that's too high,
Well,
Skip.
you were just a C, what?
C minus
and a C?
Yeah, he's average.
One letter grade?
Average. You got him above average.
So I'm the first to admit, as I said on Tuesday, Dak's inconsistency this year is alarming for me. I don't like the way he's trending this year. Although this year he did throw a late clutch pass to Ezekiel Elliott to save the game against the Lions. Again, they just wiped out the Patriots.
But it was the Lions.
Yeah, okay, but whatever. You picked him to beat the Patriots. I give you that. And this year, Dak had a QBR of 95, scale of 0 to 100 against Jacksonville, and they came in as the #1 defense, and it was 40-7 Dallas. So we've seen some highs and we've seen some low lows. And the decision he made to try to force the ball to Amari in double coverage in the end zone on 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line the other night was simply the worst decision of his career. The decision to not protect the football mid-3rd quarter when it was still 14-all, try to do too much and lose it back to the Titans, who then opened the floodgates and it went the other way to 28-14. It was a terrible decision. He's had 2 terrible fumbles this year. The other one was with 5 minutes left at Washington. He fumbled it in his own end zone trying to do too much, but then he was a warrior and he threw for 120 yards in the 4th quarter, which is not backup quarterback kind of yards, to bring them back and put them in position to tie the game with a field goal at Washington and go into overtime, right?
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out. Help me out, Rob. You've been around football, covered it for a number of years.
Since 1987, I've been covering the NFL.
Okay, 1987.
Yeah, I'm 1974.
Okay, well, good. So both of you guys can weigh in on this.
Yeah.
How can, if you're that guy, do too much? Does Tom Brady do too much?
Okay, so let's ask that question of me. Thank you very much.
I was asking.
So
you don't want to hear what I got to say.
This year, Shannon Sharpe, the Hall of Famer, has told me they don't have any receivers who can separate. They have no #1. They don't even have a #2 receiver. This is pre-Amari Cooper, who just played his first game last Monday night. You've also told me the offensive line is a shambles. It's been a shocking disappointment without Travis Frederick, a Pro Bowl center, lost
It's not
for the
as
whole
great
year.
as it was 2 years ago.
Well,
I'll
it's just
give you
a
that.
shocking disappointment. And Ezekiel Elliott, to me, they hoped he would play his way into shape after playing 0 snaps in the preseason. He looks out of shape to me, and he is a shell of what he was as a rookie. Is he that guy anymore?
Yeah, he's still that guy.
Do they have a tight end? Speaking of Hall of Fame tight ends, do they
Yeah,
have
he's in the
anybody?
ESPN Monday Night Football
What about Rico?
booth.
You love Rico.
I thought I would. They never throw him a pass. So I don't know what happened. He's out of sight, out of mind. I thought Jeff Swain was pretty good. He's gone. He's on an IR, and it's Blake Jarwin. This is all you got to replace Blake. No, Jason.
Okay, how about this, Skip? You keep
Wait a second. Scott Linehan should be fired as the play caller. Jason Garrett should be fired as the head coach. Jerry Jones should be fired as the
What about
general
Rob
manager.
Marinelli? You didn't mention him?
Okay, all those guys. The defense was horrendous.
I know, that's why
The defense was even worse than Dak because Marcus Mariota went 11 of 14 on 3rd down. So he's up against all that this year. After his first year, he played the greatest rookie year quarterback I've ever seen. And by the way, last year, at this moment, 1 year ago, my Cowboys were 5-3 because Dak Prescott had thrown 16 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. And he had outplayed Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff and Alex Smith when Kansas City was flying high. Tell me that was a bad start to last year. That's his sophomore year. But then what happened? Right on schedule as they went to Atlanta, which would be this Sunday a year ago. No Zeke, he got suspended for 6 games. No Ty Smith, he was hurt. No Sean Lee, he was hurt. And everything fell completely apart.
But what about this year, though? Those guys, Ezekiel's here. Well, I mean,
Tyrus Smith is there.
Do you see him? He's got 2 chins. He's got double chins.
He
does. He does.
Oh,
no, I'm serious.
now you
Wow.
Am I right?
Rob, but you see what he's trying to do? It's always someone else. Well, he doesn't have a receiver. And
He don't
the
have a
offensive
running
line-
back.
Skip, here's the thing.
Now I give you, he's got 1 receiver. He's got 1.
Okay,
all
Skip.
right. Hey, but before we go here,
Yeah.
I want to come here. I got something.
Really?
Skip, I got something for you.
You got something for me?
Yes. Yes, sir. We got something too. Put it up here.
What
And
you got to do for?
wait a minute. And you know what, Skip? Put it up. Here we go.
Thank you.
Do you remember the bet we had, and we could watch the clip
look at all
about
this.
the Michigan
wow.
bet and Jim Harbaugh this
is
year?
preseason.
Right, so let's take a look at the clip. We got a clip.
You already know what's going to happen. I give him, you know what? I'm going to be nice.
Yeah.
Old khaki pants. I say
Yeah.
go 7 and 5.
7 and 5?
7 and 5, 8 and 4.
Wait,
best.
can I have 3 cases
No,
of Diet Mountain
8
Dew
4.
right now?
8-4.
Wait, you just went 7 and 5. You spat it out.
8 and 4.
Are you already
Shannon,
back?
Shannon,
Hold on,
go
let
to
me
7
see.
and 5
Hold on,
with
let me
that.
see.
With that schedule, go
7 and 5.
I'll bet you
Come
7
on.
and 5.
7 and 5. I got 5 losses. Thank you very much
Can
for
I get
3
some?
cases. Yeah, you got it too. Thank you.
I'm
so
all
I got
in.
5 losses. If they finish with 4 losses or better, I win this bet.
Yes, you win.
Whew. Whew.
And there it is. There it is.
There it is.
I pay up. I pay up. What? I pay up.
You know, for Rob, this is a case.
That's a case for
Counts
me.
as a case.
Well, clearly, when you go to journalism school, they don't do math. Because there are 24 bottles in a case.
I will take it
Many
because the
cases.
man across from me owes me 13 cases.
Shannon, where's
Wait
you?
a second, I will
Where's-
never see it.
I will get it back.
You gonna,
I'm gonna get it back.
wait a minute, you got to pay up eventually.
I am. But we got 5 cases bet on the Cowboys not making the
We
playoffs.
don't.
And then Alabama
Revisionist history.
2 are going to win the Heisman and the
That's not
national
a case.
championship.
All I'm going to say is, Skip, I did pay up.
You
I'm
did.
a man of my word.
One person at this table always pays up.
I
Thank
wrote
you.
you $1 billion check last year.
You did not write me a billion.
Rob, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back. This is great.
No mercy.
Now, the Steelers had a big win last night, but WPXI reports that yesterday morning, Antonio Brown was cited after allegedly driving over 100 miles per hour. Brown was charged with reckless driving after speeding past an officer. Shannon, what is your reaction to this?
As much as I want to beat him up, I can't, Alex. I was a 21-year-old, and 2 weeks before the draft, I was coming back from Black College Beach weekend in Daytona Beach. I got 2 tickets. I got stopped going 108, and I got stopped going 92.
On the same trip?
Drive?
They stopped. Well, here's the thing, Skip. You know, they have, just like where AB, they had a barrier. And I saw the cop saw me, I saw him. But I'm like, what you gonna do? I forgot that thing called radio. He just radioed ahead. And so I got about 10 miles down the road. There are 4 Georgia State patrols.
Okay, was this on the return trip or the
On the return trip.
Okay.
Because if it was on the going down trip, I'd have turned around and ran home because I would have had no money. Because it was like $800. I had to pay $800 out of my own pocket. And
on the same return trip, you got another ticket?
yeah, I got 2. They gave me 2 tickets because they said we got you going 108 and we also got you going 82. I mean 92. Wow. So, but for me, Skip, the thing was I think a lot of athletes feel this way. I thought I was invincible. It never dawned on me I could have a flat tire and everybody that was in the car was going to be gone. It never dawned on me that someone could have just pulled out and it's over. So I didn't think about it until it really didn't dawn on me until I told my brother. I said, bro, you know, I got a ticket. You're like, how fast you were going? I was going 108 and 92. And he said, Shannon, I just want you to think, had something happened, what it would have done to Granny.
Yep.
And when he put it in that context, I said, you know what, bro, you right. I was wrong. I think Antonio, he didn't think about it because look how narrow that road is. I mean, a flat tire, it's over. Somebody pulls out there, it's over. You don't think about that. And I know everybody, look, it's the day of the game, and people are like, well, man, that's what you're thinking about. You want to drive? We've all made mistakes. We've all done things that we're not proud of, and it just so happens. I was a 7th round draft pick. Can you imagine that came out 2 weeks before the draft, and we have social media like it has now? They're going to say, well, Shannon don't care nothing. You know, look, he's speeding up and down the interstate. So I can't beat him up too bad, Skip. Hopefully he learns a lesson and realizes that you're vulnerable. Bad things can happen.
The one difference between your situation and this one, you were on the interstate. He was on what I call surface streets or neighborhood streets, right?
Yes.
Going 100. Whew.
That's scary.
That's fast. And he blew right by the policeman.
And the reason why he got in behind him because they was on the lookout for a bank robbery suspect. Oh. And so they found somebody speeding. They're like, oh, there you go right there.
Well, maybe. He's going 100.
And they're like, oh, it's you.
He was going 100 in a 45. You were going 108 in a 70 or
I think at the time it was maybe 65.
Okay, 65. So, and by the way, his ticket was only $316, which doesn't seem like all that much compared to what...
I got 2. Mine was over 700.
Okay.
And then when he let me, I had to get my homeboy. They put me in the car too, Skip. They ain't put cuffs on me.
Yep.
They didn't know I had a pocket full of money though. I pull out of it. They're like, "Who are you?" I said, "I cut hair for a living."
Oh, really?
I ain't tell him. You know, that's what I told him, Skip. I ain't tell him because they might have charged me more if I'd have told them I had a brother in the NFL. They charged me more.
They might have. So I'm with you. I'm not one to talk. I'm no angel either. I've had my issues before, but I do agree this is one of those moments of reflection where you sit back and say, man,
how many more?
What could have happened?
I give you a prime example. His very teammate that throws him a bunch of those passes.
Yeah, I know.
He got on a motorcycle.
With no helmet on.
Think about that now.
Went over the hood.
Into the windshield.
Whew.
So when you're young, Skip, I used to never, until 1999, I had never worn a seatbelt. I'm like, ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
What?
Never wore a seatbelt until a good friend of mine got into a traffic accident. Derek Thomas became paralyzed.
He did.
So now somebody that I know, that I'm sure he thought the same way I thought. It can't happen to me. Once it did, okay, that could happen to me. Learn my lesson.
It's dangerous because in those fancy cars, you don't realize how fast you're going sometimes.
Oh,
it's just, whew, and you just take off. Yeah. Nope, you know? You guys know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
there's a proverb, Skip, that says, a wise man learns from others' mistakes. A fool learns from his own. Okay?
Let it be a lesson to everybody.
Yes.
Be safe.
Oh, you drive fast, huh? Sports car, huh?
Mine has a
foot
thing.
Alex.
All right. I have a speed limit. It beeps at me when I go too fast. Ooh. I know, that's mine. But we're moving on. Will Tom Brady and the Patriots dominate the Titans on Sunday? We'll discuss that next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. Tom Brady and the Patriots are nearly a touchdown favorite on the road Sunday against the Titans. New England will see a lot of familiar faces with former Patriots Dion Lewis, Malcolm Butler, and head coach Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. The Patriots have won 6 straight. So, Shannon, what is your prediction for Sunday?
I think the game probably be close early, but I got the Patriots winning 30-17. I just don't know if they have the offensive firepower to keep up with New England. And Tennessee is a very good defense, and they're at home. But Tom Brady will crack the code. He'll be methodical in his approach, and I believe they get it going late, and they win 30-17.
30 points is a lot of points to score against what is now the #1 defense in the NFL, scoring defense. Yeah. A lot of Patriot connections on the Titans, starting with the head coach and Dion Lewis and Logan Ryan, Malcolm Butler.
Ain't none of them Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Right? GM John Robinson worked under Belichick in that draft department, and I don't know. There's a lot going on there. I think it'll be a lower scoring, close game. I'll still go Brady 21-13 because I'll always take Tom Brady over Marcus Mariota.
Only 21 points? You think that's all they're going to get?
Yeah. Well, that defense is really good.
Okay,
did a number on my quarterback.
They'll get more than. Let's get a case of doing that.
No.
Come on, Skip.
I'm not doing that.
I
don't care that much about this game. Let's do something that matters.
Okay, case
give me 21 in Dallas, and I'll take it.
Huh?
Yeah, at Philly.
I'm not giving you no 21 points. You crazy?
No mercy.
Thank you for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Keep an eye out for the weekend edition of the podcast tomorrow morning, featuring this week's best segments. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.